It is a world of darkness. The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
I was gonna say, so Trudy, I play with Jerome like in the background, and she has Agaya, the gargoyle, who is from the spot, and she's basically like trying to decondition her from the spot, but like without using like persuasion powers.
Like a spray bottle or
No.
Oh, that
no,
was,
no
that
bad.
was sad.
Bad spot. Bad.
Yeah. She's a gargoyle, right? So like, can gargoyles get wet? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure she can, but yeah. So it's been a struggle to have to like deal with the Sabat mentality all the time. Like we've just finally gotten to a point where like humans are people too. So
Fish are friends, not food.
right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's definitely an interesting dynamic.
So with that being said, we are live once again. I was just letting you finish up your story. It's a good story.
So we were just talking about Sabat.
Yeah, no worries.
How they're
So we are
terrible.
back. We are live. We're obviously down a couple people. Had some stuff come up last minute. It happens. Just want to point yourself or point everybody. If you're watching this on video on demand, or if you end up tuning in live, there is a little change in the game. Going forward, if you subscribe to the channel, either using your Twitch Prime or if you just sub outright, you are allowed to give one free reroll to the player of your choice. And that's each month. So obviously the subscription runs out. So if you decide to turn around and subscribe again the next month, you could turn around and give a reroll to somebody else. And I'm sure the players will greatly appreciate it. The ones tend to gravitate in certain directions. And then also, in 2 weeks, we're going to be starting off our event games. So we're going to have Vampire the Masquerade with a guest star coming in. And it's going to be a special event for the characters. So I won't give a whole lot there, but we're going to be doing a charity drive as well. We're going to be trying to raise funds for Control Alt Delete, helping save domestic or victims of domestic violence. They're a local charity out here in Arizona, and they've been doing big things ever since they started in September of 2020, I believe. No, in September of 2019. It's been 3 years as of this month. That's how I remembered it. She put up a little ad for it. So, so we're going to be doing that, and that will roll over obviously into our superhero game that we have on Saturday nights. So for the whole of that weekend, from September 16th to the 18th, we're going to be doing that. Hopefully, we can raise $100. We had the whole month last time we did this, and we were able to do 150. So I know we don't have quite as much time, but $100 isn't all that much. And the way she's averaged it out, I think it increased a little bit due to inflation here recently, but it's about $15. $15 is all it takes to help rescue one person. And what that does is that helps get them out of the environment, like buy them tickets to, to get out, or for their family. I mean, there's other things that they do. But they also get like a bag of essentials to help them, because often at times they're leaving in emergency situations, which is quick and need to get out and don't have time to do a whole lot of packing. So they help step in those particular instances. So we're happy to partner up with them again, and with any luck, we'll be doing a little bit more with them again here soon. But I figured since it was their anniversary, it was probably a good time to kick the wheels off and do another fundraising drive for them. So, who wants to? Since we're live, first things first, I don't think we have any birthdays in September, but we do need to do monthly XP. Who would like to roll for it? George and his Wormwood Dice Tower?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I just have the
a D4 plus 1.
Yeah, I just have the tray for today.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
I take it back.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh. I'm sorry, I failed you.
Tower.
So yeah, no, the tower makes so much noise. So 2 plus 1, so 3.
3. Okay, so 3 points.
Because nobody watching this game wants to hear the sound of dice on a hard surface.
Well, it's more because it's like almost 11 o'clock p.m. in Atlanta, and my roommates are trying to sleep. Well,
I see.
Oh,
I guess-
then you should have got out your special dice and thrown it down like a little harder.
oh, like I was gonna say, like they need to make dice out of like cotton or something. Because like when I'm doing an attack roll and it's like, all right, roll 10d10. It's like,
Well, you don't want to do that, because then as soon as they start to, come to a stop, somebody's going to go.
I did get some recently that are made out of silicone,
Yes, those are
and
kind of
they
cool.
they feel kind of they feel cool.
Oh, nice.
okay,
They're much lighter, and they have a little bit of a bounce to them, don't they?
A little bit, yeah.
okay.
Slightly squishy.
Got gemstones and then the standard plastic.
Gemstones, silicone.
Yeah.
Tomato.
No,
So
I was
who would-
saying like all. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. So who would like to do the recap?
We got 3 points.
3 points. 3.
Well, we started off last game with the Sabat person in the shipping container and letting Ben do his thing, which we all took a little bit of a hit from. But he feels good about it, so Sophie feels good about it. And then we did some bureaucratic stuff trying to figure out how we can get the materials to Marshal Raylan about the ATF attack that we had a couple of years ago.
Okay.
One or 2 years ago. Damaris did some scrying for Father Patrick, who was a person of interest during that time. And she got a fun vision of a whole bunch of religious type people in some kind of instruction, well armed, and the girl from the club that disagreed with Ben, she was there too. So that's fun. We don't know where they were. Damaris also got a call from Kyrene about ordering a bunch of boulders for a stone circle in the park. And she wants one from Ireland. So glad I don't have to pay for that. Oh yeah, and then the new ghoul that we traded from the Giovanni, Shannon, came by and talked to us about wraiths.
She sure did.
We learned that she was a psychic.
Dropping some knowledge on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and while you were talking, Dale was kind enough to subscribe to the channel. So, Dale, who would you like your reroll to go to? You can include yourself if you want to be that selfish.
Let's see. I'm going to give it to Remus because it's his first day.
Okay. Oh.
That makes sense. Es mi día primero.
Very nice.
Thank you.
If it wasn't for the fact that you have an ancient sitting in the back of your head, you'd almost be like the Guillermo of the group.
I mean, Remus doesn't know. Remus is just like, yeah, he's just some guy. Probably he was like 30, whatever. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
He's probably 30. He's so old.
Yeah. Well, it's like, yeah, because like Jerome told me who Benedict was and like who his like sire was. I'm like, wait, from history? Like from actual like
Oh yeah, we found out that
Yeah.
Benedict is actually a canon character.
Yes. Was
yeah.
anyways.
And now he's in the chamber, he's in my head. And like his sire was Charlemagne.
Yeah.
It's like
Hey.
it's like I ate the Mona Lisa, and it was like, yeah, it was just picture of some lady. She wasn't smiling, whatever.
It's like that story that I've mentioned it once before, but it was a game that I think I forget who was playing it, but they were new time players to Vampire, and they were in a flaming house, and they were trying to escape the house, and as they opened up the door, there was a Justicar waiting for them. Justicar being a head honcho, like very elite vampire. They didn't quite understand what the term was. They said, "Oh, just a car. Well, I get in and drive away." And they're like,
Yeah.
no, but A for effort. Okay, so it is the next night, and just to let you guys know, there will be a time jump from this game to the next. But for game purposes, this is 24 hours later, so you guys are all down 1 blood point.
But I'm up 4 willpower, so I'll take it.
Okay, there you go. And as of course, you've rested, if you had any sort of damage, be it bashing or lethal, you could heal all those up, provided you have the blood for it. So just as an FYI. So everybody is currently fast asleep. Nightfall is just now starting to happen. And Sophie, you start to shake. It's kind of a strong nudging. Lower extremities, so it feels like someone's foot is kind of pushing up against you to try and nudge you awake.
It's called
that.
And as you start to come to, you hear this, babe, crying out loud, hey,
what's going on?
And when you say that, and you start to kind of come to a little bit, you hear your phone fall off the little nightstand that you keep it on, and it's buzzing.
I guess I'll
That's like the third time.
lean over and get that. Who's calling me at this hour?
I didn't recognize the number, so I didn't pick it up. I wasn't sure if it was spam or something until like the third call. That's why I'm waking you.
Do I recognize the number?
Nope.
I'm gonna clear my throat and make it sound like I'm not. I mean, maybe do like a little quick voice exercise.
Me.
Try to answer like I haven't just woken up.
Sure. Since you're making the effort, why don't you give me charisma and performance check, difficulty 5. It's something you perform.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you are good. So, like a professional, you clear your throat real quick, and give the impression that you're not in bed and you didn't just wake up, and you answer the phone.
Hello?
Hello, is this Sophie?
Who's calling, please?
Oh, hey, Davy Jones, what's going on, guy? Oh shoot. Hold on one second. I'm forgetting the name offhand. And I'm scrolling through my notes to find it, but it's someone from Anzio's. It's probably the manager.
What's going on?
There we go. Hector. It's Hector.
Ah.
He says, I couldn't get a hold of Damaris. We're being raided.
Raided by who?
Health inspectors.
What?
And we got like no warning. I couldn't get a hold of anybody else. I don't know if they're gonna find the stuff.
Oh. Okay, if any of you can put the charm on, you might want to do that, and I'll come by and see what I can do.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. There are a lot of people here. Like they just showed up.
Like customers?
No, they're customers too. They're all getting ushered out. Like they showed up at night.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll be right there.
Okay, thanks, Sophie. I appreciate it. And he hangs up real quick.
I will text the group and say Anzio's getting raided, ? Headed over now. And then I'll go get dressed quickly.
Okay. Benjamin, you're probably getting up at about this time. You're a disciplined type of guy, so obviously you get like a little chime. You know what? In fact, your chime for your messages from the group, you have a special chime that you didn't realize about. It says beefy. It's just like a real manly voice. It just says beefy.
I gotta change that. Let's see. Rated? What do you mean, rated? Send.
Okay.
Will respond, health inspectors.
Be right there. Send.
And as you did that, like Jesse popped up around the corner and he says, "Oh, did that work? Did I set up your ringtone right?"
You're the one who meant to say beefy?
Well, I was trying to find something that was out of the ordinary and kind of inconspicuous. So when important messages came through for you, you know.
You know what? That works. Thanks, Jesse. Appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. If you're not needing me, I'm gonna head down to the comic book store a little bit later on.
All right. Yeah, good to know. You have a phone on you, right?
Oh yeah. I got one of the are they called prepaid or are we calling them burners?
Pretty much the same thing. You know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm headed down. Something weird's going on there with health inspectors. So we'll keep in touch.
Oh, one more thing before you go. Are we moving? Because I Miss Damaris and whatnot's already left, and I thought I heard that Remus feller sound like he was going to be moving too.
Well, seems like just about everybody's trying to get out of the communal haven. Scarlet hasn't come back in a while, has she? She's off on one of her forays again.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't seen hide nor hair.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of cash yet. Still working on that, but once we get a good place, then we'll head on out here too. But not yet. I can't do that yet.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll go do that, and then I'll hold down the fort here.
Right. Sounds good. So then Ben goes ahead and gets his stuff ready, puts everything on he needs to, all that jazz, and then heads over to Hanzian's.
Okay. Remus.
Yes.
So as you're waking up, Jeeves comes walking in and he says, "Sir, there was a what appears to be an urgent text message for you."
Okay. And I'll check my phone.
All right. He hands it to you.
Okay. Rated. Oh, I guess by that point I'm probably seeing the. Okay. I'm like. I'll. Because I think I don't know if Remus would like be concerned, like maybe not concerned. Like I'm sure he's like, oh yeah, that's probably not a good thing, but kind of like, I mean, it's a restaurant. Like the health inspectors or I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'll start getting dressed and I'll get ready to head out there. I'll take the not, or you know what? Maybe it'd be better to take the orange car, the creamsicle, because it attracts attention.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Beefy.
Is that the sound it makes when it turns on?
Yeah, no. No, it's a muscle car. So when you start that thing, it's just like wah 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 wah, you know. Despite its looks, it's pretty intimidating sounding.
What a weird car. Um, but yeah, I'll bring the debit card in case I need to grease any palms. Or
Okay.
do people take bribes in debit?
Are you asking Jeeves this?
That's a paper trail, hun.
Are you asking Jeeves this?
Yeah.
Okay. He said, I mean, he looks at you for a second, wondering if you were joking. He's all, no, no, sir. That's a direct paper trail.
Oh, I've never bribed anybody before. So do we have cash on hand?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to take some just to if I need to pay people off. Yeah, it'd be good to have some in the wallet.
How much would you like me to fetch?
I'm almost scared to ask how much we have.
You have 10,000 in emergency cash,
Ugh.
separated into 100s and 20s.
uh,
I take it that was the partner who situated that. I can never tell sometimes.
yeah, I wouldn't even know where. Like, I
Admittedly,
would.
it was a smart idea. He has that in case any of his accounts get locked down and or liquefied by out you know, other
Yeah,
sources. So it is a means of quick cash.
yeah. No,
I just wasn't
it's.
sure that if you were aware of it or not.
Oh, I've never had even like I've never had that much money before. I wouldn't even know where to like. I don't even know where he keeps it. Does he like?
Oh, it's under your bed, sir.
In a shoebox.
Oh, under the mattress?
No, not quite so old school. He lifts
Oh,
up your bed, and this is the first time you realize your bed has some hydraulics to it. It will lift up. Just kind of like a wall bed. It's nothing like super special. Just like you can raise it up so it's easy to get to things underneath. And he
okay.
shows you there's a floorboard.
When did he install? All right. This isn't even our house. Uh, okay. Yeah. I'll take 500.
Okay, there you go. So you've got.
Or I'll call Benedict. Hey Benedict, I might have to bribe some people. How much would you recommend I take with me for bribing?
Okay, who are you attempting to bribe?
Uh, Health inspectors at the Anzio's place.
What? Oh, Anzios. I see. That's a potential
Yeah.
masquerade breach. I would probably bring like 3,000.
Oh, okay. All
Don't
right.
give them the full 3,000. Try to ease into it, but at least up to 3,000. Some of these guys, that's more they see in a couple months' pay.
Okay. Yeah, that's more than I've seen in my entire life. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Three. Meanwhile, I've just been standing there like,
Yeah, just kind of
Yeah.
a little bit of drool.
yeah. 3,000.
Okay, so he pulls
Pocket
out.
money, like somebody's gonna stop him.
Yeah, he pulls out 3 little bundles of 1,000.
I mean, I don't know the combination to this safe. I mean, I probably do, but like he's never opened it, so he wouldn't think he would.
It's not a safe. It's just a floorboard.
Oh, just a floorboard. Okay.
Yeah, it's a floorboard with a briefcase underneath it.
Okay. Right. Yeah. I'll take the money and just be like, oh my god. Every day gets weirder and weirder, and then I'll get into the creamsicle and start heading over.
Okay. Wah, 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 wah. So you start heading off. You're going straight to Anzio's.
Yeah. I don't know if I have anywhere else I need to go.
Okay, so you're going straight to Anzio's. You end up hearing "Let me clear my throat" coming from your radio. Let me clear my throat.
I think Remus and I we're in the exact same. I'm like, I don't know this song. Is it good? Does it sound good?
It's a 80s rap and hip hop.
Okay. Do I have to roll to like it?
No, I mean it's up to you.
Okay. I've never heard the song, so I'm just like, oh.
Oh, I'm sure you have. That line is super famous. That da 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 da. They played it all the time on Yo MTV Raps.
Oh, I didn't watch a lot of MTV growing up.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah. There's a reason I play Remus.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. It's now,
But it's probably a throwover from when you were entertaining a little while ago the guys
oh
from
yeah,
Medford.
yeah, and I tried playing some Rachmaninoff, and I know they didn't find that as exciting.
Oh yeah, definitely not. No. So when you said, "Oh, it's classic," they're like, "No, no, 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 no," and like put this on because that's classic,
Yeah,
rap to them.
No accounting for taste.
yeah. I'm like, how would you even dance to this in a ballet? And just
Yeah,
continue to try.
"Let Me Clear My Throat" is by DJ Cool, and it's also got the song itself actually has a bunch of other rappers in it. Um, but yeah, it's old school rap. So if you get the chance, you can look that up.
Okay. I'm writing that down. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
there we go. There we go. It was DJ Cool with Biz Markie and Doug E. Fresh. You know,
Dougie Fresh.
you don't know
Dougie
any of them?
Fresh sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever heard any of that music. Listen, I where I grew up, I thought we only had 2 radio stations because that's all my parents would let me listen to. So when I got into high school and people were like, "Oh yeah, I listen to Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin," I was like, "Where do you guys hear those radio stations? Are they like from other states or other cities?" And they're like, "No, there's the rock station in town." I felt like, yeah, I was not a cool kid. Still not a cool kid.
Aw. Okay, well, if you get the chance, you can look up all three of those rappers, and you'll probably at least find something in there that you like. That's more classic, so I'm all right with that. It's the newer stuff that's absolute garbage.
It's no Rachmaninoff, but
All right, so you are on your way to Enzio's to the rescue. Sophie, I take it is that what everybody's doing in picking up and heading over to Enzio's in RE? Okay, makes sense. Okay, so we won't go through all that. So the three of you get there relatively around the same time. Traffic notwithstanding, it takes Remus a little bit longer to get there, just because people are stopping and checking out his car as he drives by. So they're kind of doing the whole neck bend and watching as it goes by, and it's like, whoa, what is that? So as you guys pull up, there's like several squad cars out front, lined up. There's obviously, two vehicles that are marked they don't have like the rail lights on it, but they have the City of Ashland sticker, on the side of the door, sort of thing, indicating that they're a government vehicle. Actually, everybody give me a perception and alertness check.
Oh, what's the difficulty?
6. Unless I say otherwise, it'll always be 6. You can just go ahead and assume that.
Cool. 2 successes.
Nothing.
Okay.
In fact, I botched it. I got a 1, and then just 2, 3, 2, 4.
So
Ouch.
you actually botched. You didn't like get a success and then ouch. Okay.
No successes and a 1.
Ouch. Okay, so you step out of your car and get distracted immediately by some, flashes from cell phones. So it blinded you temporarily, like, oh, hey.
Are they taking pictures of me or the car?
Well, they're taking pictures of the car, but you're right there in front of it, getting out, so just taking pictures. So.
Okay.
So Ben and Sophie, as you guys are kind of like scanning around, first thing, of course, you see are people. There's a lot of people outside watching at this point because, based on the description, they came in when the place was in operation. Which it looked like it was dinner hour, so there were plenty of people here. So you've got like 20, 30 people outside just, looking around, not counting any of the people coming in or out, of the officers keeping an eye on the place. But the one thing you guys do spot that is familiar is you recognize that 10-gallon hat not too far away, leaning up against one of the squad cars.
Look
Yes.
to Sophie. Is that the guy?
That's the one. I guess I should go talk to him.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
I text the group. Where are you guys?
Can we see Remus from where we are?
Yeah, he's just unfortunately looking in the wrong direction. Like he got like completely turned around by the people who were taking pictures of him in the car.
And I text, turn around, you'll see us. Waving at him.
Hey, what's going on?
I'll point to the guy with the hat. I think this has something to do with this guy.
Did we get a good look at that guy, like the night that he came into the restaurant?
Good enough to recognize him, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. I don't know if anybody else like noticed him when we came in the restaurant, because they all went upstairs right away.
Oh, so probably not then.
I'll
He's
just
like,
fill him in. That's the guy that took me to the station.
Oh, the marshal guy.
Mm.
Okay. This is a weird way for him to, I guess, stage the information pickup. Is that deadline today?
Is it today or is it tomorrow? It's today.
Yep.
Okay. I would have made that a priority, by the way. So, like, I would have sent him all the stuff that I had probably before, unless I was waiting on something to come back to me during the day, then I would have sent him what I had.
Okay. Well, at this point, you hadn't actually gotten a chance to send him anything, just because everything had ended last game, and that was the night previous.
Oh, okay. Wait, he said 48 hours.
That he did, yes.
So it's only been 24.
No, it was 24 hours last game.
Okay.
And if you
All
go, and if you go back and watch that game, I do specifically state it has been 24 hours at that point.
All right. Regardless, I will head over there.
Wait, hold on, Sophie. Do you
Oh.
want us to come with you, or are you gonna handle this on your own? And we just
You might as well. I don't think any of us are a secret at this point. Not
well,
for
I mean, I don't want you to have to deal with this on your own, but I also don't know like how he's gonna feel with all three of us walking towards them. Like, is he gonna freak out? Is it gonna be a problem?
something tells me that he will not be intimidated.
Oh,
Probably right.
Okay.
So you might as well. Then I won't have to repeat myself when I tell you about it.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. So the three of you go approaching, and he sees you, come walking up, and he tips his hat. Kind of tips his hat, a little bit to all of you, and he says, "Baron, I see you brought some friends."
Yes, would you care to be introduced?
Go right on ahead.
This is Mr. Baxter and Remus. What's your last name again?
Remus is fine.
And young Remus. This is Marshall Raylan, my associate from the other night. Don't suppose we could bend your ear for a moment?
I would sure hope so. I mean, we wouldn't want the health inspectors finding nothing out, would we?
Are we in a position that where we can speak privately?
So he looks around and he just motions you all to follow him. And he walks inside the restaurant and starts going upstairs. But he taps two of the police officers on the shoulder to let them know he's going up with the three of you. Basically, just kind of giving a clearance that he's talking to some people that law enforcement would recognize in the sense of like he's clearly taking care of something. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he just takes you into one of the back rooms that you guys are pretty familiar with. You're cutting it kind of close there, Miss Lower.
Well, I had some information coming to me during the day. I wanted to be thorough, so I've got the bulk of it ready to go. Can I ask what the reason is for this hubbub? I thought we had an arrangement.
Oh, you mean this? Typically, I like my information during the day. We don't go 24, 48 hours just off of your all schedule. So I got a little impatient.
Well, my documents are at home, and I can send them to you as soon as I get back there. But I thought we might have to take care of this incident first.
So you're expecting me to wait around while you go and get something you should have already had?
I'm expecting you to explain why you decided to jump the gun on this operation.
Well, as I've explained, you do what we say, not the other way around. So if I decide to squeeze the vice, you either ante up or you wind up in the crosshairs. That's just how that works. Now, you guys got a nice, sweet little parting gift. I'm sure you made use of which already.
Yeah, about that. I'd shake your hand, but I doubt you'd want to shake it. So, my hat I'm not wearing is off to you, sir. Appreciate
He
that.
just tips his hat.
I'm gonna take out my phone and just um, ask Colin to send the files that I already have.
To your phone. Sure. Okay. I mean, it's gonna take a couple of minutes to do that, but yeah, it's fine.
Right.
So within a couple minutes later, you get a chime, letting you know that email came in.
And then I will save those off and send a new email for the marshal.
Okay. Sending it to the email box that he provided you.
Yes.
Okay. So then, shortly thereafter, he gets a chime and looks down at his phone. Then looks up and he says, so Cliff Notes, what am I going to be looking at?
What do you know already?
Not a lot, which is why I'm coming here.
I'm not entirely sure what you're going to glean from the information that we've gathered because we don't know how deep things go. We don't know how to interpret this incident. So a little context might go a long way.
Why don't you give me a manipulation and expression? One success? So he kind of hems and haws about it a second. He says, so why don't you tell me where exactly your question lies first? It's clear you know who did the attacking.
My question is, and I'll glance to the others before I go on. You're both government agencies that we did not expect to get involved in this sort of matter. So I'm most curious
Why we
where
didn't come guns blazing?
why did you come this late?
Yeah, did this happen like a year ago?
And why did you come a year after this happened when all of the evidence is cold. And why are you coming at it aimed at us? Because from the way we're from where we're standing, we were the targets of this attack.
So there was this little case that we did a couple of years back, dealing with some mob bosses coming out of Mexico. That's our purview. We deal with fugitives go across, sometimes county boundaries and that need extradition to other countries. See, if you know anything about Mexico, however, you always need to keep your head on the swivel. There ain't much legit about even the federales down there.
Sure.
So sometimes when you got to go getting correct information, enemy of my enemy is my friend.
So even with the ATF, like you don't necessarily trust their information or what they're telling you, or is it just you want the perspective from everyone involved?
He says, let's just say I prefer to get all my sources first. And as to why so late, can't exactly answer that altogether, other than wasn't available to me until now.
Well, the other matter is if you had just come in good faith, you would have had a lot more cooperation.
He smiles. No. You see, that's where you're misunderstanding. It's evident that there's factions within the United States government that already know about your kind. You follow me so far?
So this had to look antagonistic.
Oh, no, of course not. But my particular job for the time being is we are going to be policing Oregon proper. And your little group has, well, skillfully kept some things under wraps, not so much with other things. So I'm not going to come here with hat in hand and pretend like I need to not be antagonistic and I need to be sweet and nice. I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. Now, whether you choose to work with me or not, that's entirely up to you. You've already seen what happens when you don't work with the United States government. They don't say nothing. They don't even knock.
I'll look to the other two to see if they have anything to add.
I'm still not getting your aim, pal. Like, sure, you're here. You're antagonistic. All right? Fair. Most cops are. So, what are you expecting to get? If you're not just gunning for us, who are you gunning for?
Give me a manipulation and expression check.
Nice. 2 successes.
Okay. So he mulls that question over a second and he says, let's just say there's bigger fish to fry. And you had contact with said bigger fish. At least in my eyes for the time being.
You know, just a couple minutes ago, you were talking about enemy of my enemy being my friend. I mean, we've got big fish to fry too. You probably figured that out by now.
Mm-hmm.
They might even fish.
Might even be what?
The same fish.
Okay. I thought you almost had plenty of fish, and it's like, you're going to direct him to the dating website? What? That's terrible.
Can I roll to see if there's a ring on his finger?
Go ahead.
Okay. How hot is he on a scale from 1 to Colin?
Perception and investigation. You're given how close you are, difficulty 4.
Okay. Hey, I have investigation.
Hey, I have investigation. I can investigate.
Okay. That's 2 successes. This is the one I roll okay on.
Difficulty 4, you only got 2.
Oh, difficulty 4. I missed that part.
Yes.
So 4.
Nice.
Okay, hold on one
Sorry.
second. No, you're fine. I'm not going to give you a numeric stat. I'm going to give you a picture in the Facebook group.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty hot.
Eh,
Oh, Sophie, miss, I've got washboard abs waiting for me at home. Some of us have no abs waiting for us at home. You need to think about the people who have none.
you could pay for abs at home. You probably already. I mean, the people that you already pay, I'm sure they have abs.
You're right. How many abs does Jeez have?
We'll decide that later.
You have
Okay.
2 combat ghouls.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're like my siblings. I don't want to count their abs.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, well, so there you go. Now you know what he looks like.
Okay.
Definitely got that cowboy slash modern day cowboy slash kind of more rugged look.
Can I do a aura perception? I'm interested to see what kind of angle he's taking.
Aura perception is not going to give you that. It's
No, I
just
mean
going to
like
give you what he's
emotionally.
feeling.
Yeah, emotionally. Like, does he hate us? Is he trying to like catch us?
Sure, go ahead and roll.
Does he just not care? Oh, I was looking at nothing. Okay.
All right.
Perception, empathy.
You were looking at abs?
I don't have any abs on this paper.
Okay. I'll have to find you a different character sheet then.
Thank you.
There's got to be a game where like abs are like gold bricks. Like it's like a currency.
Currency.
You've got 12 abs at home.
2, okay. Okay, so let's see. Yoink. Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Here we go. Okay. So you can distinguish the main color. He's feeling pretty confident right now.
Okay. That doesn't particularly help, but
Well, it's not hatred.
it just means he thinks he's got the upper hand, which he probably does. I hate being over a barrel. Okay, so
Most people do.
it just happens all the time.
That's not true.
All right, so here's the essence of my report. We have reason to believe that this ATF team were working with a group that we know as the Society of Leopold.
Okay, go on.
If you're not familiar with them, we understand that they are.
I am.
Oh, okay. The individual that we associate with that group was seen in town before, and by our information, left town just after and was not seen again. We have inquired after him recently and understand him to be active, although his whereabouts are currently unknown to us.
Name?
But he was seen associating with another person that we know was here in Ashland very recently. So, reason to believe that he is nearby.
You got a name?
Father Patrick is the name that we have.
No last name?
O'Toole. Was it O'Toole?
Oh, I did not write that down.
Wah, wah. So I take it you kind of throw that out there then, Remus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because yeah.
And he
Father
says,
O'Toole.
you're positive this was Father Patrick O'Toole?
Yes. The other name that we have for the leader of the ATF group, did we write that down? I know we got that the other night. Agent Wilkerson.
So he nods.
We understand him to have died in the explosion, along with the rest of his team.
He did.
You never know in this business.
Fair enough. And this is all corroborated in the information you sent me?
It's all in there.
So he opens up the door and knocks on the side of the wall, probably getting the attention of some guy you can't see. And he motions with his hand again, off, past the wall or whatnot. And you can hear some more commotion downstairs now. Since you guys all have that, like, oh my god, what did he do face? Why don't you go ahead and roll a wits and alertness check, difficulty 7, to see if you can hear anything different. And if you have anything that applies to hearing, such as, like, keen hearing or something like that, like a merit, that will factor in.
Or a heightened ear sight hearing.
Heightened ear sight.
Heightened senses.
If you had already used heightened senses, that would work in this case, yes.
Oh, I did not. Okay.
Those successes are all canceled out by ones.
Well, at least you didn't, botch.
Yeah.
Difficulty
7.
Oh, I did botch. I got a botch.
I got 2 10s and a 1. So is that 3 successes?
Yeah, actually, yes, because no. What is your wits?
My wits is, I have a 3 in wits and a 3 in alertness.
So no. So that would only be 1 success.
Okay.
But still a marginal success. You think you heard something about them wrapping up.
Okay.
Sophie, you aren't certain what you heard, like, at all. Like, you heard like gibberish, like it almost like the noise down below sounded almost like the Peanuts children talking to adults. Like you clearly heard something, but what it's like, okay, it was words, it was something, it was
I mean, it was probably Spanish.
it got, wow.
I don't know what.
Spanish.
Italian?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
was gonna
know.
say Spanish at an Italian restaurant. Yeah. Like it was the cooks. Anyways. And so he leans back in at this point and shuts the door. And he says, so word of advice, much like you have those vampires running around espousing all sorts of Cain nonsense that you don't all get along with. It's kind of similar right now in the United States government.
Anything we can do to help?
No? That's why I'm here.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Rayland?
If you must.
It's gonna sound kind of stupid, but
Oh, given tonight, nothing's going to sound stupid. Go ahead, son.
well, hold on. Would you consider yourself to be a good person?
You know, it ain't no stupid question. I'd say morally ambiguous. One of those Cosmo answers, I know, but try to do right when I can. Put them down when I can't.
But you definitely, if somebody needed help, you would do something to save them, right?
That's what comes with the badge.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, y'all have a nice night. So he just tips his hat again and walks back on out.
You too.
Okay, well, missed opportunity, I guess.
For what?
He's walking down the steps. I mean, it's not like he's that far away if you have something you want to ask real fast.
Okay, I'm gonna go up and kind of like touch his arm, kind of like put my hand around his arm, kind of
Okay.
thing, and just be like, remember, this doesn't have to be an unfriendly relationship. There's something that we can do. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. But also, like, I just want to feel what his arm feels like. Not in a washboard abs kind of
Yeah, I
way.
was about ready to say
Sure.
it feels like abs.
Does
Yeah,
it
how many
feel
abs
like
does his arm
metal?
have?
I don't.
How many abs does he have on his biceps?
So go ahead and roll your charisma, charisma and leadership at this point.
Should get more dots than that. That is a fail, but not a botch.
Okay. So he just smiles, tips his hat again, and he says, "Well, you still have yourself a nice night, man."
I will let him go.
Okay. The only thing you picked up from his arms is that he's pretty muscular.
So it still felt like flesh.
Mhm.
A lot of abs.
Yeah, his hands were exposed. He wasn't wearing like gloves or anything, so everything
Yeah,
looks
no,
flesh and whatnot.
but like in the aura last time, his arms looked colder. So
Yeah, just a
Were
touch
they,
colder. Yeah.
colder?
weren't they like coursing with electricity or something?
Probably not for real though. Okay. I will go back to the room.
Oh, and since you had stepped downstairs at this point and tried to hold him up temporarily, you can see that officers and agents are now exiting the restaurant.
Okay. I'll go back to the room. Well, I guess that's taken care of.
For now, till he wants something else.
I mean, at this point, we have to start giving out like number cards. Oh, sorry, you're number 10th in line for stuff we have to do for you. You have to wait until we finish up with the people ahead of you.
Yeah, but see, that's a losing game. It's always a losing game. You give up more and more authority or territory. I don't know. I've seen it before, even before I was, this. You just keep giving, they'll keep taking, and one day you've got nothing, and then you've got to run.
It feels like that's what we do. Like how many things have we done? I mean, even before you, Ben, like we've done is been forced into doing things we don't necessarily want to do, but it's because people don't give us a chance to seek out another option. It's like like how do we stand up when we're constantly being pushed down?
We need to make more friends. That's how powerful people get more powerful. They make more powerful friends.
Oh, but everybody hates us. I guess. Well, I, I guess doing this job up in, well, probably should not. But I mean, we have the gig that we're supposed to be doing soon. Well, but that's not even going to make us friends. It's going to just take another target off of us until the next target appears. And I don't know.
If friends would be powerful enough to make a difference, I wonder.
How do fledgling us, how do they normally do it? It can't just be making, like, who would we even reach out to be friends with? Like, it's just us in the town, right? Or do you reach out to like other towns?
In my experience, our kind tend not to move around very much. Um, Typically, if you leave your city, then it's kind of a big deal. Like you've got to have some kind of a big reason, unless you're the sort of person that just kind of goes from place to place. Isn't that kind of what you've been doing, Ben? But
More or
Um,
less. I mean,
you've had a goal in moving around, so that's a little different.
yeah, and I mean, there's plenty of anarchs where the goal is not being killed by Cam or not being killed by Sabat. If you're on the move, you're a moving target. You're harder to hit. And then you've got a bunch of anarchs who are just looking for enough other anarchs to have some strength. It's better to have a group of 10 than a group of 3. I mean, this place is like it. There's no place like it. Free city of Ashland, Anarch City. That's not a thing. This is the only one I know of. That's after decades of looking. It's got to mean
uh,
something. I mean, we're drawing people just from that. We've got Giovanni here. We've got the doctor. He came here because of it. It's worth something.
Jerome, I'm gonna, like, cause like as you were talking, like a thought popped into my head. Can I look around the room and see if, like, cause I mean, they've essentially had police and like their health inspectors
Mhm.
here in the place for a good long while before we arrived. Can I
Sure.
like look around to see if there's like bugs or cameras? Like, Like, did they like? Is it
Yeah, go ahead.
possible that they like trapped the like not trapped the place, but like left stuff to like listen in on
Yeah,
us?
monitoring. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah. What would I roll for that? And
Uh,
could
perception and investigation.
okay. Can so because I'm still new. This is my first day. I'm still new with Benedict's abilities, but could I use heightened senses to I guess like
You can. You're going to need to use sight.
mhm. Okay. Alright. So yeah, so perception and alertness or investigation?
Investigation.
Investigation. Okay. Do I get? Let's see. I guess does it decrease the difficulty?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to be going off of an 8 at this point, which would make it a 6 with
Okay.
your heightened senses.
Okay. I got a 9 and a 6, so 2 successes. Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you break off from them and start looking around the whole place, or are you looking just around in the room to start?
I'm gonna start in the room. Like as they're talking, just kind of get up and just kind of start looking around to see if I can find something.
Okay. You don't find anything in the room. I mean, there's a security camera up here already, but that's like very plain and obvious.
That's one that we've had.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just got kind of paranoid. I was wondering it like I thought that maybe while they were here and they had the run of the place that maybe they might have bugged it.
It's not a bad idea. And we could ask the staff to keep an eye out.
Yeah, we should where do we have like does that camera work? That security camera? Do we have cameras in other places?
Other places around the restaurant?
Yeah. Like I mean specifically around like the place where the allergen free drinks are kept.
Actually, let's go find out. Um, let's go talk to Hector.
Right.
Okay. So, people aren't coming back in, because of the whole, police are coming in, so they're probably gonna have to close down early. The staff at this point, is going around cleaning up tables and setting stuff back, in place and whatnot, to basically get ready for tomorrow. Yeah, Hector's there and just kind of, watching and pitching in here and there, as he needs, but mostly giving directions.
How many people work at Anzio's or like how many workers are here right now?
7, including
7?
Hector.
Okay.
You got basically kitchen staff, wait staff, bartenders in the know, as well as Hector.
Yeah, it was my understanding that there were 3 people that were Gould at this restaurant.
Yes. You got 3 people basically here that are in the know, that knows what's going on. The rest of them are just, employees.
Okay. I was about to do an Thor thing. I was about to go and give them all like
Give them 3
100
gold.
bucks. Yeah, I was gonna go around and just be like,
You have all that cash in your pocket.
yeah, because I've got all that bribe money, and I'm like, well, if they're gonna lose out on like a day's worth of wages, I'll just give them like 100 bucks just because I got the money in my pocket, like
Wow.
spread.
Okay, so you just start doling out 100 bucks to everybody?
Yeah, all the
Okay.
all the workers and stuff. Yeah, be like, hey, it looks like it's gonna close down for today, but I don't want you all to lose out on your daily earnings. So here's a
Tip.
yeah, here's 100 bucks.
Okay. I mean, no one's going to say no to that. They're more than happy to take the cash.
How
So
to win friends and
So
influence.
you're just all basically doing the Dumb and Dumber thing is, people are coming past the door. He's just handing them cash.
Well, I would at least like I wouldn't just like pull out like my wad of like 3,000. Like I would
Right.
like once I got the count, I would kind of excuse myself, like pull out the money, like, and then just kind of go and be like, hey, sorry about everything. After you're done, like have a good night off. Here's some money to like cover the gap.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, thanks.
Somebody turns his hat around and like comes back for another
Yeah.
another round.
Are my heightened senses still on? Can I tell it's the same person?
Yeah, you would be able to tell if that was the case, but that doesn't happen.
Okay.
That was just Sophie, standing in line and then put on a hat and then goes walking back to the line, turns it around.
Like trick or treating.
I mean, if she wants to get money from me, she needs to send Colin over.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, this is the funniest inside joke. But yeah, I'll ask Hector. Hector, were you, when they were in here health inspecting, were you all allowed to be in the restaurant at the time, or did they essentially kick you all out while they were inspecting?
No, they had us all exit because they were inspecting the whole place for what they said, possible health hazards.
Okay.
But I guess they didn't find anything. I mean, they left.
Yeah. Can you be on the lookout for like cameras, anything like we know why they were here, but that doesn't mean that this is going to be the last time we have to deal with them. Hopefully, next time, we could just have like a Google Calendar thing, just kind of set up so everybody knows what time it's going to go down. But yeah, where do you all keep the allergen-free drinks? Can you show that to me, please?
Yeah. So he walks you into the back into a cooler.
Okay. Does it look like the cooler has been investigated by the?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they were clearly still doing their job as well. So, but it's where they keep the meats.
Okay. Well, no,
So-
I meant the ATF, the marshal people. Like, does it look like they disturbed it?
I mean, people have been through here, yes.
Okay.
As to what level of disturbing or whatnot, nothing's like thrown around. It's not. It's
Okay.
not like wrecked or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, does it look like they've tampered with anything, added in stuff? Like, like, but
Why don't you go ahead and give me another investigation check? Perception and investigation.
you got it. I'll
While he's doing that, I'm going to be investigating for like cameras and things just in the main restaurant area.
Go ahead and roll as well. If you're looking for anything disturbed, difficulty 6. If you're looking for any cameras, difficulty 8.
Okay, that is 2 successes. We had 3, but a 1, 8, 1.
Okay. Well, you are pretty much. I mean, you're pretty certain. While there's been some stuff moved around, nothing looks like out of the ordinary. I mean, if you were inspecting for health hazards, you would expect some things to be moved.
Okay.
So like boxes weren't repositioned, evenly or whatnot. Like, they were looking at expiration dates, testing, frozen foods, so on and so forth. So it looks like there were some legit health inspectors in here doing their thing.
Oh, okay. So while this was a front, it seems like they actually called in real health inspectors to come and do like a surprise inspection thing. Oh, okay. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better, but
And what'd you get, Dale?
2 successes.
Okay. You do see cameras, but you don't see anything that's like small or abnormal. The cameras that are here are just the type of security cameras you would expect to find.
Hector, were the cameras running while they were in here?
Yeah, ma'am, I believe they were.
Would you mind if we took a look at the footage?
Of course not. I don't think Damaris would mind. So he walks you in the back where the manager's area is at, where the security feed and everything comes in. He says you're welcome to sit at the computer and look at whatever's there.
Thanks.
I hand him his crisp $100 bill.
It's like, I already got one when you handed it out to everybody else.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I had given him his yet.
No. I'm good, sir. Thank you. Unless you want to give me another one, I won't say no, but I want to be honest about it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. See, now Remus is conflicted. He's like, well, this guy essentially is holding everything together. I guess as the manager, maybe it makes sense to give him more money. But he's like, yeah, but that's not fair to everybody else. And so now it's like there's a war happening.
While he's having this internal struggle, I'm gonna start looking through the footage, just specifically looking for if it looks like they placed any bugs or anything while they were inspecting, and also who was doing the inspection of like the area where the blood was.
Okay. When you look through the security feed, you can see that they are all plainclothes officers. They look like health inspectors. You don't see anybody like a police officer with badge or anything of that nature going through here.
But like, what was the response to finding the blood?
They didn't find that.
Oh, okay. Okay. And it doesn't look like anybody was tampering with
Mm-mm.
bugs and stuff.
Nope. Don't they? I mean, it looks like they were literally going through like their checklist. Like, okay, well, here's they're testing temperatures, making sure everything checked out, checking food prep areas, food storage areas, checking grease traps on the oven. Literally going down through what you would normally do for a health inspection.
Okay. I will look to Remus.
Okay. Well, I mean, if he was, he may not have been the nicest guy, but I mean, at least he wasn't sneaky, I guess.
I think with the kind of firepower he has at his disposal, he probably doesn't need to be.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Considering this kind of stuff we normally have to deal with, like he seemed pretty pleasant, at least.
Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose.
I
From
mean,
a certain
he's.
point of view.
I don't appreciate being manhandled and manipulated, but
I mean, but
I suppose it definitely could have been worse.
I mean, so I was gonna say like, oh, but but it happens. Like, it happens so often where it's like, oh no, like with Ekaterina and you know, uh, and the where and like all of the stuff we've had to deal with. Like, I mean, he didn't ask anything too crazy of us, which is nice.
But it still just bugs me that he didn't just ask.
Well, I could also see where he doesn't know who we are. You know, you don't walk into a wolf pen and expect all the wolves to like you.
Sophie does.
Yeah,
Sophie likes the puppers.
Yeah, he's a piece of work. It's definitely a flex. And Sophie, when you were in Jefferson's Head, how many of those guys did you see with the weird parts in their arms and all that? Was it only like 4 guys, including the marshal?
Um, it was. I think it was only. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 4. Only 4. Weren't there supposed to be 5 of them? 5 marshals in town?
Mm-hmm.
So Xandris said. So there was one elsewhere. There's 5 of them. I mean, first off, we don't know why they know what they know. That's weird, right?
Well,
Like if
it seems to me that they're uh, some subgroup within their agency that deals with uh, supernatural criminals, I guess.
Even he said that, like, even in the government, they're not even sure who they can trust either.
Right.
well, be that as it may, if there's 5 of them, I don't know. I mean, if we had to, I think we could take them.
Hmm.
Just saying,
I mean,
it's a possible option.
assuming that they come for us in the night and they don't like rush into our haven with a tank like they did last time.
Are you kidding? They'll come during the day. We're talking about human beings. They're not
Yeah.
gonna attack us at night.
No, yeah.
So
But that's what I mean is they're not gonna fight fair.
I'm
They
not saying we should fight fair. Are you kidding?
they would definitely not come at us one at a time.
Yeah, but we could go up with them one at a time. He wasn't traveling there with the rest of them.
I I can say this in present company because I know it won't make everybody else groan, but I mean, I would feel really conflicted hurting any of them if they're good people. If they're bad, then that's one thing. But if they're good people and they're just trying to do what they see as, you know, keeping murderers from murdering more people, it's a little harder for me to blame them, but especially with we don't exactly have the best brand ambassadors.
Those murderers were you? Would that change the way you felt about it?
If you mean if they came looking for me, I mean they have, but
Thinking that they were doing the right thing and putting you down?
I'd still feel bad about killing them.
Hmm.
It's
Understandable, kid.
it's just not something I would if they come and we have to fight, then I'll fight, but I would have a hard time tearing out the throat of somebody who is, you know, just doing their best to make sure that their families were safe.
Suppose that's how I feel too.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's all like murderers and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, no problem.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I haven't killed. I've definitely killed, but it's there has to be a net good, and well, I don't know.
It kind of makes me wonder what the rest of them are doing since they're not here with Marshal Raylan?
Probably I would imagine they're probably pretty close by. Like I must assume that he like I mean, there's no way that he wouldn't expect that there was a possibility that we would retaliate or you know I wouldn't be surprised if a bunch of those people in the uniforms were his entourage. I mean, they look like normal people, right? They just, put on a baggy outfit, could pass for a normal person, health inspector.
Jerome,
Mhm.
um, when I do astral projection,
Mhm.
um, can I zero in on a specific person,
Uh,
find out where they are?
yeah. Uh, Problem is you're operating off of eyesight. So while you're moving at, in essence, the speed of your mind, so you're zipping around all over the place, it's a matter of can you spot them when you take a moment to stop and look around. So it's entirely possible. It's nowhere near as accurate as scrying. It's usually better. Astral projection is usually better when you think they're in a place already, and you go whoop, and you go to investigate that way, or you're waiting for them at some place that you know they're going to go.
Like the place that they questioned you.
Which was here.
No, I mean when they first took Sophie.
Oh, to the
The
office.
police
Yeah.
station?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The station.
Actually, no, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should go check it out. Let's go back upstairs to the room, and I'm gonna take a little jaunt.
And you're going to have them watch you.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll be right back.
You just collapse on the floor.
Oh,
I will
jeez.
collapse in a chair.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll like slump on the table.
If I have a jacket, I'll put it over her.
Weirdness. Oh wait, is it a willpower or a blood? It's a will. Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5.
Okay.
5.
All right.
I want to go to the place. The
The station.
yeah, that.
And just wait or watch.
Just see if anybody's there.
Sure.
Any of the people that I saw any of the marshals that I saw.
Yeah.
In
So, all you see right there in the office right now is a secretary, and she's just kind of like looking over some stuff and doing some filing, just menial things at this point. And she keeps looking at her watch.
Okay, let's go find Marshal Raylan again. See if I can find where he is.
Okay. So you're gonna go looking around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like back from where his car was, and then.
All right. So you're gonna try and do a as best a sweep as possible. Why don't you give me, since you don't really know where he's at, give me a wits and investigations check, difficulty 9. Not impossible, but hard.
No. That's botch.
Did you actually botch, or did you actually
Yes,
botched? Ooh. Okay. So you're zipping around, looking
Can I use
around.
my Can I use my Ben reroll to reroll Sophie's dice? Is that how they work?
No.
Oh, dang. I tried.
Oh, dang. Okay, so you are flying around trying to find this guy. And you drop out of your astral projection speed wise, to look around in your ethereal form, looking around trying to find something. And you've stopped at like a street corner sort of thing. And there's no cars coming up to it. It's just kind of cycling through its light. So you knew you were off at that point. And before you end up jumping around again, you see something that looks like you walking around physically, dressed differently, however, far more racy, not like, totally revealing, but much more racy than Sophie would normally dress. Her hair's, down, darker makeup, a little bit lighter skin to, offset that, to, kind of really accent it. She's wearing something tight around her waist to accent like her frame. And she's currently enticing somebody into an alley.
I'm gonna go watch that.
Yeah, okay. Table of Horrors, thank you very much for your raid. A raid of 37. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so you've taken interest in this. All right. So it is kind of dark. Why don't you go ahead and give me a wits and alertness check to continue your pursuit.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 7. There's still some ambient light around. Nice.
4.
Okay. So you kind of hover around and float, down this alley, and sure enough, it's the whole setup is like, you would expect a vampire, to do this sort of thing. Like get them off to a dark corner, quickly get them in the sweet embrace of a kiss to drain, somebody of some blood. When she does, however, you see that her mouth kind of unhinges a little bit. And this, like, there's almost a dark glowing radiance about it. And the guy has this immediately panicked look about him as his body starts to desiccate and collapses, near mummified looking.
Can I do aura perception on this person?
Absolutely.
I'm visualizing this as like have you seen the It remake?
No.
I think I have. Not all of it, but I've seen a good chunks of it.
Okay. There's like that part in the first one where like when he opens his mouth, there's like the dead lights.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what I'm imagining. Just a nightmare.
Yeah, it's very nightmarish in appearance, but if you didn't know better, she could pass herself off as you. 3 successes?
3 successes.
You are picking up a very dark, kind of reddish aura off of her with licks of green flame.
I would like to use telepathy.
Okay.
Because I can't do anything to stop her.
Right. But you can definitely do some things like this to, at least investigate.
Difficulty 6?
Yes.
6 successes.
Oh, good grief.
Wow.
Woohoo.
We've found a job that she can do well. So, you get into the mind. This is not the typical mind that you've hopped into. Usually, when you hop into even a vampire's mind, because it's obviously based off of humanity, the first thing you get is like a swirl of just like a bunch of different memories. Sometimes more prevalent ones will come up to the front, like I got cut off and they're angry about it, so they're hyper focused on being cut off or something, mundane like that. And you got in like deep. There's not much in the way of memory. The memory starts at the death of that Jason guy. And then you're basically seeing yourself get the mask on. And then eventually that mask, because you were there for that, as that fighting was happening, and was eventually ripped from your form, and you're almost seeing yourself in third person. And then of course you sense the mask, being destroyed. And at this point, you're almost like a disembodied shape of sorts, until you drift far enough away and you find somebody to inhabit.
Um, do I know where I am in the city?
From those memories?
No, just like if
Yeah. I mean, it took you a little bit, but yeah, you know where you're at in the city. At this point, you are on the southern end of town, near some like gas stations that are alongside the freeway.
okay.
So it's like a street near some gas stations and a couple of old buildings that are no longer in use.
I'm gonna hop out of her mind and then stay there, like
Mm-hmm.
keep my spirit there watching.
Okay.
But I would like to use telepathy to speak to Ben.
Oh.
Can I do that?
Well, considering you really do need to be line of sight for that, but you can pop back there no problem and pop over. I'll allow it.
Oh, that's true. Okay. All right. Um, okay. Should I
In
roll for that?
essence, you're kind of like blinking from one end to the
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
getting
That makes
eyesight on him temporarily to get the lock, and then running back on over, and then you're good.
yeah. Okay. Should I roll for that?
Yes.
Two, six,
Davy Jones is all that darn mask.
for
Yeah,
real.
no
So,
kidding.
6 successes.
Okay.
um. Okay. So, hey Ben. Don't panic. Um. I think there's some kind of a weird residual thing from the mask. This does not have to do with the marshals. I need you to take my body and bring me and Remus and drive to XYZ part of town. We need to take care of this.
And I respond, okay, the mask, you mean like the crazy evil mask we broke?
Yep. I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get it either, but this needs to be dealt with.
All right, be there soon.
And
All
then
right, kid. We're
I'm
traveling.
call her.
Are we leaving? Are we leaving Sophie here? Like, what's the?
Nope. And I go ahead and I just scoop her up. Just
Okay.
carry her. Like,
Her
you
limp
just get
form.
the door for me, kiddo. We're going to take your car.
Okay. So are we all right? And I'll open the doors for him. And
Not a problem. So as soon as you guys start walking out of the front of the restaurant, your car is still there. There are still people around it. They're taking pictures with it.
Maybe
You have about a split second to come up with an idea as to why he's carrying a completely limp person into your car.
Okay.
She got so plastered tonight. I can't believe it. Can you, kid? Oh, that's crazy, man. Hey, come on, get the door for me.
Charisma and expression. Difficulty 7. Are you going with it, Remus?
Yeah.
Okay. Charisma and expression, difficulty 7.
Do I have to roll 2?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
4 successes.
Nice.
Okay, so charisma, expression. Difficulty 7?
Difficulty 7, yes.
Okay. 1 success.
Okay, so you don't quite look very sure of yourself, because he did kind of spring that on you, which makes sense. But you go ahead. Obviously, I'm not making you roll to open a door or anything, but yeah. So you open the
Yeah.
door so he can get in there with Sophie and get ready to drive out and whatnot. And the people who are hanging around your car, they're like, "Man, this is like cool, man. Are you gonna go to the car show? Are you gonna be like the car show? Like, do you like charge for like having pictures with them and whatnot? Like,
You know what? I haven't thought about that, but we kind of have to go. But come back in a couple of nights, and I'll bring the car around, and yeah, I'll give rides if you guys want to ride around in the like around the block.
they're like, oh, whoa, like for real, like this place? And this one
Yeah.
guy like nudges him. He's like, "Yo, that's the Friday the 13th car, man." And he's like, "Wait, what? No, that wasn't Friday." He's like, "No, special event. I know the guy." And he goes,
Oh, he's talking about that other night.
"Yeah,
Yeah, I'll fist bump him.
okay." He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, see."
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Oh, that is so cool. So like, be back here when? Like in 2 nights, 3 nights?"
Yeah. 2 nights, yeah, because we got to get like with everything going on, we're still cleaning up, but like, yeah, we'll have a big old party here at Anzio's. So yeah, be back
Okay.
in 2 nights.
All right. They're like, "Oh, right on, man. Yeah, killer, dude." They're like starting to high five and whatnot. They're taking some quick, selfies or whatnot, or just straight up pictures of your creamsicle car.
Yeah.
Just before you head on out. But otherwise, I mean, they are totally cordial. They get out of the way as you're pulling out, and you guys drive on out without, no muss, no fuss.
As we're driving away, I'm like, not bad, kid, not bad, but boy, you give away a lot, don't you?
I mean, I don't. I used to live in the woods, or not in the woods. I used to live in the park. I didn't know how to drive until like a couple of months ago. I don't know. People like the car. I guess it just seems like it's a good way to get people's attention away from the passed out lady we're bringing into it.
Yeah, yep, fair point, fair point. Stay generous. Yeah, don't ever lose that. Whatever dude says up there, stay generous.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm hoping at least to use some of this new wealth to at least leave some actual good. Like the the whole blood bank thing, and I'm driving at this point.
Mhm.
Like the whole blood bank thing is, I'm hoping like will actually like it's not just going to be like a Capri Sun factory for us. I wanted to also be like a actual blood bank to help people because what are we driving to? Because it sounds like there's probably blood needing at the end of it.
Uh, that, maybe, who knows? And I go ahead and give him the address.
Okay. Sophie, so you are watching, and she just goes from that alleyway, just leaves the corpse there and starts walking away. She's walking back towards the gas station at this point.
I'm just gonna tail her.
Okay.
Keep her in.
Yeah, sure. You end up seeing that she gets into a Tesla that looks a lot like yours. You can see the license plate. It's not. But it's the same color. It's like the same model, like everything. And she just
Great.
like pulls away and starts like driving off, going further into the city.
I really need that Corvette. Okay, I'm gonna stay tailing. And
Well, she's
am
not
I
she's not driving super fast, and you're moving speed of mind, so keeping up with her is not an issue.
am I still in contact with Ben?
Yes.
I will tell him the direction that she's going.
And then I'll update Remus.
Okay. So you're trying to update accordingly, figuring out like what's the best, route to cut her off or, encounter her or whatnot. And you end up seeing that she, makes a turn, taking a one of the outside roads that runs along wine country here in Ashland. This particular part of the road is off the highway. It runs through some, a few ranches, wine country. There's some, B&Bs out in here. It's the nicer, more country aspect of Ashland on the outskirts of town. It kind of runs the rim of either mountain, but she's going to the east at this point.
Do we ever get a sight on the car, or like do we ever get like an idea of like what we're looking for?
Good question. Well, she would have obviously told you, what you're looking for, Tesla wise. But since you were attempting to catch up, we need to test your drive, dexterity and drive. And now, how aggressive are you attempting to catch up?
I mean, I don't know how. Like, have we been told like what's at stake here? Because we were kind
No.
of just told, hey, we need to go like. I don't know exactly.
So
like
Sophie
what...
was very generous with the details and left all of that out.
Okay, then I'm gonna
I
because
didn't know it
we're
was gonna be a whole thing. I thought they would just be there and she would be there.
because like I'm unaware of the danger. I'm just like, okay, well, if I'm not going to drive like super. I'm going to drive with purpose, but not aggressively, because I don't want to. I mean, I'm in the creamsicle. I'm going to draw attention, but I don't
Okay.
want it.
So
Yeah.
you're
So
speeding, but barely. Basically doing the
yeah,
speed limit, but like 5 miles over.
yeah.
Okay. So that's not
Yeah.
very good for pursuing, but okay, go ahead and roll.
I don't know.
Difficulty 6.
Okay. I don't know what we're pursuing. Oh, real quick for that re-roll. Do I have to call it before I roll,
No.
or do I call it? Okay,
No.
so I can
If
roll.
you roll something terrible, you can say, I'm going to use that reroll. And then you can just reroll it.
All right, because I should have clarified that before. Okay. Okay, but I do have a 5 in Dex, so my 10s explode.
They will.
Okay, but I do have a 1, so one of them vanishes, but that's still 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay, not bad. Okay, so you are doing a good job of at least following the directions or where you're going. You don't see the car because it's currently on the move. You can see, Sophie, that the car is probably doing 70 at this point. So if they are not hightailing it, they're probably not going to catch it.
Can I get in the car with her?
Yeah. Again, you're moving speed of mind. Keeping up with the vehicle is not an issue whatsoever.
I'm going
That's
to.
the one nice thing about astral travel. It's like you spot something, you better have an astral fly swatter to get rid of them.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna get in the car with her
Okay.
and just like watch, I guess.
She is fascinated by how she looks.
Oh no, this is a bad idea.
She's just like looking at herself and is just like enamored.
Oh,
She's
I thought you meant
watching.
I was fascinated, but I mean that's probably a thing too.
Yeah, technically.
Like, dang, I'm
But
beautiful.
she pulls out a phone, looks like yours, clearly isn't. It has a different colored case. But it is very similar to the phone that you have. And she starts going through numbers.
While she's driving
Yes.
at 70 miles per hour?
Yes.
Okay, I know exactly who this driver is.
It's not me.
And and you see her pull up a number, and it's to Luke.
What? Okay. He wasn't answering that phone anymore, or that number anymore. Last I knew.
And she and she puts it on speaker, so she can drive, of course.
Safety.
And then you hear this, Miss Lower, I hadn't expected to hear from you. And it's his servant. And she says, oh, I just happened to be doing some traveling, and I thought I would talk to Mr. Caldwell if he was available. Is he available? And you can hear him go kind of him and Han about it, and he says, well, he let me check to see if he is available to speak to. And she says, be a dear and let him know I'm on the phone. I would love to connect with him soon. And he's like, oh, all right, of course, ma'am. One moment, please.
Ben, we need to stop this PDQ. It's
What's going
getting.
on?
So it seems like the mask, or the spirit of the mask, reconstituted, and it looks like me, and it talks like me, and it has phone numbers in its phone that were in my phone, and it's driving a car that looks like mine, and this is getting bad. Oh, and she killed a guy in that alley.
Great.
Like some kind of a
How?
weird snake monster. I don't know.
Great. Okay.
Well, keep in mind, you just saw the jaw and hinge. It wasn't like fangs or anything of that nature.
I said what I
That's
said.
But that's
great. Right. So, cool. Yeah, we'll go faster then. Hey, Remus, could you floor it maybe?
Sure.
Sweet.
What are we looking for?
So you know that mask that was evil that we destroyed a bit ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently the thing that was in it now made itself look like Sophie or something, and it's doing bad things, and it killed somebody already.
It killed somebody.
Yeah.
Is it like us? Is it a vampire?
Good question.
So while you're talking, are you flooring it, Remus?
Yeah, I'm driving faster.
All right. Okay, so right about now, in the car, you start to hear the soundtrack to Tokyo Drift play. And you need to give me dexterity and your drive skill. Difficulty
Okay.
8.
Does this car does it have like a thing where it plays certain like soundtracks at certain speeds?
So while to answer that question, so Ben, as you're relaying the information to him, he's of course, like, oh, like, and asking questions like, was it a vampire or whatnot. While he's doing that, he has one hand on the stereo and he's changing the music, but he doesn't even realize it.
Oh. Uh,
And it turns to the soundtrack to Tokyo Drift.
good choice of music, kid. All right.
What?
You just changed it. Yeah, good
No, I
choice.
didn't. No, I'm focused on driving. I've never wait. What was my difficulty?
8.
8. Okay. Uh, all right. So I got 5 successes.
Oh!
I If it had been difficulty 7, I would have had 2 more.
Nice.
Rolled really
So,
well.
so the music
dice.
the music genuinely gave you like a little bit of a boost, even though it was like, you're like, this is some good driving music, and it's like, and you
Yeah.
kind of throw it into gear, and when he ends up like with that amount of skill, you have a good guess as to what stretch of road at this point that she's probably on if she's going this fast and Sophie's relaying this information. So he literally like accelerating at 50 on a city street, hits a street corner, blows through a red light, does a clean drift, like just straight through it, and just keeps on going. And without even missing a touch, you're just like, wow, just
Kid, were you like a NASCAR driver? Are you sure you weren't?
No,
This is not your first day.
I made a turn. I couldn't be a NASCAR.
Well, let's keep going, man.
okay. And at this point, you are accelerating. You've hit that. You're probably a bit of the ways back, but you were on this stretch of road at this point. It is long and windy, but it is for the most part kind of straight. There's not like a lot of turnoffs or whatnot unless you're going on a driveway. Sophie. So so Luke comes on the phone and he says, Sophie, I didn't expect to hear from you ever again. I thought it was over. And she says, no, I'm terribly sorry. Things went sideways after I had the work done. It didn't work out well. And I'm on the outs with Colin, and I wanted to reconnect. And there's like this long pause, and he says, well, I don't foresee a problem with just talking, but I mean, we'll probably have to have a conversation first. And she says, of course. We always had such great conversations. And she says, so where are you at? And he says, I'm in Klamath Falls. And she says, and you know what? I know where that's at. I'll be there in a half hour. Why don't you just text me the phone number, or why don't you text me the address, and I'll be right there. And so they hang up, and you see the text kind of pop up, with the address on there. And at this point, her heel slams down on the gas. Sophie, give me a self-control check.
Also, that's canon. Sophie and Colin are on the outs, and
Remus doing anything he can to get in there.
Because I love that phone.
Simon Remus, it's just George.
Difficulty 7. 2 successes. Okay. She's wearing shoes you wish you had.
What? This is terrible.
So whoever or whatever this is knows you that well, that knows that these are shoes that you would maybe not kill for.
Maybe I will.
But under the right circumstances.
I mean, she's the Wicked Witch of the West now.
Okay, so you guys are flying down. Since you didn't get mesmerized, are you relaying any information to Benjamin?
Yeah, I'll tell him she's headed to Klamath Falls, and I will relay the address.
Okay.
Right, Remus, we're headed to give me the address.
Can I go to the address first?
You've got the address. You absolutely can.
What's at this address?
You don't exactly have like, a GPS, but since you know the address, you could zip ahead and go try and find it. Yeah.
I guess I can explain to the boys.
Well, when I asked, I was asking to Ben, like, what's at
Yeah.
this address? Where are we going?
Yeah, good question. Hey, Sophie, why are we going there?
She called somebody that's kind of an ex of mine, and she's gonna go meet with him, and this cannot happen. Uh, she
Oh,
she's dangerous, and he doesn't know that it's not me. And I'm gonna go check it out first, and I can, if I see him, I can tell him that it's not me and that he needs to leave.
right. Got it.
I'll
Yeah, kid, we need to go there because weird demon chick is gonna kill somebody.
Oh,
course.
oh, okay. Um,
I'll come back
yeah.
and check on you.
All right.
First, I have to blow my nose.
Okay. Okay, so
N- n-
here's a question for Ben and Remus. You have an address, basically a location that you're going to. Is
Mhm.
someone going to attempt to navigate to try and find a better way or perhaps a shorter way to get to this address? Klamath Falls is outside of Ashland by a little bit. If you look
I
it up,
will.
if you look it up on a map, you'll see. All you have to do is Google, like Google Maps, and show
Yeah.
Ashland and Klamath Falls, and you'll see about how far it is.
So Ben, we'll go ahead and do that since the kid's already like driving like a maniac.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and do that and be the navigator.
Okay. Since you are attempting to plot, why don't you give me intelligence, and I think technology is on those sheets, right?
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower for an auto
Spin
success.
the willpower.
It's going
Sounds
to be
good.
necessary. Okay. Oh, and okay, so a total of 2 successes.
That's good enough. So you get the Google Maps pulled up on your phone, and it shows uh, basically the ways into Klamath Falls. Um, 1 second. Okay. Oh, that's exactly what I want right there. All right. So right now, yeah, no, thank you. Right now you are on. I think this is the way. 1 second. Let's go directions, and then there we go. Klamath Falls. Ooh, look at that. I haven't even been there, and I know my area well enough to know which road it is. So you are currently about to enter Dead Indian Memorial Road. If you look on the map, it is the most direct way to get to Klamath Falls. And as an FYI, this is going to take you almost an hour and 20 minutes.
What time is it right now?
You guys started off. Remember, we started this game off like right as you guys woke up. So
Okay.
conversation and everything had happened. You guys are maybe pushing 10 o'clock.
Okay, that's not bad.
So even there and back, you guys will be just fine.
Okay.
There are 2 ways from where you're at into Klamath Falls. One is to, well, that would backtrack. That would take a lot longer. Let's see. Do you have? Ooh, yeah, that's a back road. So most of this travel is you're going to have to go down Dead Indian Memorial Road. When you get closer, however, you may be able to break off and take a different road, even if it goes a little out of the way to try and circumvent But for the most part, you're going to have to fly down this highway and risk passing her and get there first. If you can pass her successfully without her noticing, what you guys are, you'll be able to get into town, and you'll have a couple of options provided you get ahead of her. You'll be able to take the 140 north and come around like the north side of town. You can take the 140. You can split off and take the 140 east, which would take you into the lower section of town. That would probably be the fastest way to do it. But again, everything hinges on the fact that you get ahead of her and you stay ahead of her.
Yeah, I would be navigating him to like using the shortest route possible.
Okay.
So maximizing speed.
Okay, so that's going to be Dead Indian Memorial Road for most of the trip. So to pass her, well, to catch up, gain, and pass her, Remus, 3 rolls. It is mostly non-winding initially. So it's going to be at a difficulty 7, given the rate of speed that you are picking up to.
Okay. Dex and drive.
That is correct.
Okay. Thank goodness it's Dex. That is 4 successes, 2 7s and a 10.
Nice. Okay. So you are at this point starting to pass her up. Basically pulling over and trying to pass her up. Let me get a roll here, see if she even makes note of you guys.
So if she has Sophie's phone numbers and stuff, she knows who we are. Does she know our car? Did I have this car when Sophie put on the mask?
No, actually, I don't believe you did. One sec.
Okay. So that might actually work in our favor.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Just try and duck while you're passing
All right.
at 90 miles an hour.
I mean, I don't even know if we like. Do we know that what we're hunting is a Sophie doppelganger?
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, you do know that.
Looks like Sophie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is she gonna recognize us when we're just driving?
Just go, man. Just go.
Yeah. I pull up my hood. So I'd probably have.
Okay. This just got real interesting unexpectedly.
Oh no.
So
Divine interesting.
You haven't seen what's that that double feature with Robert Rodriguez directed the film, and it had Death Proof. There you go. Basically, at this point, as you come flying up around there, stubbornly, she puts on the gas because she didn't want anybody passing her, and she does one of these numbers. She didn't actually pick up initially on Remus. She didn't pick up initially on Benjamin. She did spot Sophie's body in the back, kind of slumped over. And so, and she kind of, and she does like one of these numbers and looks, and just, you can actually see some like a glow coming off of her eyes, very, reflective, like an animal, if you shine the light on their eyes. Okay. So now it's contested at this point because she's going to attempt to ram you off the road, and you are now coming up to Hooper Springs County Wayside, which, if you look at the map, this is a horrible turn point.
No.
George?
Yeah.
Give me another roll.
All right.
You have willpower you could spend for an auto success.
Difficulty at this point, at this turn, is difficulty 8 at the speed that you are at. And you're also going to need to make a roll to avoid or at least not go off the road from the Tesla hitting you.
Okay. Is she gonna hit me?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Or-
Oh yeah,
Oh,
she's
oh,
attempting to run you off the road.
okay. There's no evasive maneuvers I can do.
No, your evasive maneuver at this point is to one, stay on the road at this almost hairpin turn, uh, and two, suck up the hit. The downside to your vehicle is there's no way speed wise it's going to match this Tesla. The benefit,
Uh,
because it's this tank, it's an early made vehicle. That
Hmm.
okay, Tesla's going to hit it. The Tesla's going to get more damage.
I'm like biting my lip. It's like, not my beautiful car. Okay, so yeah, I am gonna spend a willpower to get at least one success.
Okay, let her
Yeah,
roll.
those kids in the parking lot would be so disappointed.
I know. It's as if only we had more information. Okay, difficulty 8, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So with the willpower, that's 3 successes.
Okay, so you were on the you were still on. Can somebody get the name of because I posted it in the chat, the vampire chat. Can somebody get the name of the vehicle for Davy Jones and post it in our chat?
Oh, the chat in Twitch.
Yeah, in Twitch, because Davy Jones was asking what type of car it was.
Oh goodness.
Okay, so 3 successes. You are on the road. You make that turn. The car is squelchy, just as you come around this hairpin turn and accelerate back into the drive. Give me another roll to deal with the Tesla. Difficulty 6.
The car is the Golden Sahara 2.
There you go. Golden Sierra 2, Davy Jones. It was a concept car.
And it will remain one tonight. Difficulty 6. Okay, that is another 3 successes.
Nice. Okay, so you guys buckle obviously from a vehicle hitting your car. There is clearly more damage to the Tesla than the orange creamsicle, as you like to call it. So you have made that turn, as has she.
That looks like a car that Elvis would drive.
I could see that.
I tell Ben to reach under his seat and pull out the red turtle shell that I have for just such occasions.
What the?
So it's up to you guys at this point. It is your turn. You have another nasty turn coming up. Remus.
Rammer.
You want rammer? Can it like? Yeah, can I run her car off the road?
You could try and at this point she's not trying to race past you. She's trying to ram you off the road. So you can attempt to return the favor.
Yeah, I'll try and do that. If my car is heavier.
Oh, your car is definitely heavier.
Okay. There's unconscious tears are just flowing from my eyes.
No.
So I was finally starting to like this car. So what am I rolling? Dex and Drive?
Yep. Difficulty 7.
Difficulty 7.
She is a little more agile than you.
How dare. Difficulty 7. Okay, that is. I'm going to use my reroll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And with the reroll, is it I get to choose which, or I choose the new set?
You take the new set. You don't get to choose.
Okay. Can I spend another willpower?
Or
no?
We'll count this as the same willpower because you haven't technically made the roll. So yes.
Okay. All right. So I have 1 success already.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Much better. That is. Because that's 3 8s, a 10, which explodes. So that's 5. So 6 with the willpower.
Woohoo.
Okay. Wham! At this point, you hit that car hard. A heck of a shot. So you end up seeing that car fly off the road and into the darkness of the trees and the grounds around you. There's very few street lights running around these this particular part of the Memorial Road.
Okay. But she's like she flew off into like kind of a foresty.
Yeah.
Okay, so not like a neighborhood or anything.
Oh no, there's no like neighborhoods or anything around here.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop.
You're going to come to a stop?
Well, I guess I'll like because I mean we got to stop her, right? Like if her car is, do we hear like the sound of it hitting a tree or something?
You were flying down the road, so you didn't hear anything at this point. You did see her fly off, though.
Okay, I'll look at Ben and be like, do we stop? Do we keep moving?
If I look back real quick, can I see if she has come to a stop or if she's run into a tree or anything like that?
You can definitely take a shot. Yeah. So go ahead and roll a wits and alertness check. Difficulty 7.
Okay. Two successes.
You see the lights going through the terrain.
What do you mean by that? Like so
Like it's still
do
moving.
I see them still
She's
moving?
still-
Okay.
Yeah.
She's still driving.
She's still moving, kid. Let's keep going. We know where she's going.
Oh, she's gonna pay for this. And then I'll just keep driving.
Okay. Sophie, you're attempting to find the house, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're doing this in a bit of a rush, under duress. Give me a wits and investigations check. Difficulty 8, because you're a little stressed and hurried.
One.
One success, or you rolled a
Yeah,
1?
that's crazy. I got okay. So I don't have any investigation.
Nice.
I have 3 wits. I got a 10, a 9, and a 1. So 1 success.
All right. Well, you got something. So, and it is probably because you're panicked. Given the situation, your body's in danger. Your friend is in danger. You don't know what they're attempting to do, but you're pretty sure your other friends are in danger. But you, after about half an hour zipping around that neighborhood, you do find that house. It's a nice looking, fairly nondescript house. There's nothing about it that makes it stand out from the other houses around it. Like somebody with wealth have. It would just look like somebody who is probably upper middle class. Looks very similar to the other houses around here.
How strange.
Nice picket fence and
Not like him. I mean, maybe it's not the place where he lives. Maybe it's just a place he wanted to meet her. Can I zip through the house and see if I can find him?
yeah,
Even if he
yeah.
even
It's not a problem. You zip right into the house and you're looking around. As you're looking at the interior, it's fully furnished.
or if I can
It's a nice cozy. It's a nice cozy little home. Probably could fit a family in here, but it's only him and his servant.
do I recognize any of the stuff in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say he would have lost all his stuff because his house was bombed.
Mm-hmm. But he did have he could have, for some of it, he could have picked up replacements
That's true.
if they weren't like unique items or whatnot. But
You know what?
he's actually right now in front of the mirror in his room, and he's laying out clothing. And he is he's just right now in a polo and slacks, but he's like laying out clothing and trying to find like the right outfit and making sure his hair looks right and going through different types of cologne and whatnot.
I'm gonna chicken out a little bit and go find a servant instead.
Okay.
Uh,
He's in the other room. He's actually going through the kitchen, and he's looking for a couple of different vintages of blood.
I'm gonna try and make contact with him telepathically.
Okay.
I can't remember what his name was, but oh man. So awkward. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, again, it's not an issue. You can get in.
Hang on, let me see if I can find his name.
Okay. Well, while you were looking that up, I actually didn't have that written down. I had Luke's name, but I didn't have his name written down.
I know I have it here somewhere.
So,
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, there we go. Thank you. Let me write that down real fast. Did we have give him a last name, or was it just Lorenzo? Probably just Lorenzo,
I didn't have a last name.
which is fine.
Music.
What did you say?
Music.
Music?
Is that the name of somebody famous?
Lorenzo Music?
All right. So, real quick. So Remus.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess it is.
So you are at this point attempting to pull out of the last turn to Hooper Springs countryside, or county waveside, I should say. And I need you to make another roll. If you're maintaining your current speed, it's difficulty 8. Ben, at this point, if he can make it out of Buck Prairie Snow Park area, most of this is going to be most of this is going to become more of a straight shoot with far little turns.
You can do it, kid.
Oh. Sorry. Okay. Oh god, I'm rolling great. You said difficulty 8?
Yes.
Okay, that's 3 successes, 3 nines.
Nice.
Sweet.
Okay, so it's not quite as pretty, but you come around that sharp turn, and you have to fly back out onto Dead Indian Memorial Road, and put the pedal to the metal as you see headlights from behind you jump up and back up onto the road.
Is she a person? What is this?
No, she's something like us, or, well, she's supernatural. I mean, came from a mask. I
So
don't know, kid, it's my first day.
but we can kill it though, right?
I mean, killed it before. I guess we could kill it again, but let's get to Sophie so that she can get her body back, right?
I hope that this Sophie also has car insurance because uh yeah. think I think Remus is probably furious.
Okay, so you've made that roll, Sophie.
Okay, so I've made contact and I will say, Lorenzo, that is not Sophie. You should not under any circumstances meet with her. Everything she said was a lie and you're in great danger.
So he's like looking around real quick, and he's like, wait, but I just spoke to you on the phone.
Yeah, it's complicated. She's not me. And I'm sorry.
How did you find us?
I I'm astrally spying on her to try and round her off. I saw the address on her phone.
Because you haven't brought it up yet. Give me a difficulty 7. Give me a wits and alertness check.
So I was really starting to like the creamsicle, Jerome. Just want you to know.
Difficulty
7 or difficulty 6.
6.
Yeah.
5.
Remember, telepathy. You're basically communicating with pictures.
Oh.
And like thought. We just go ahead and speak because it's obviously far easier to relay that. Knowing that, however, you can show him what you saw.
I can. I will convey the image of her in the alleyway killing that dude with a weird jaw. And then I will also convey to him the incident with the hockey mask.
Okay. And so he's just like, alarmed. And so he goes, running at this point into the other room, to get a hold of Mr. Caldwell. And he says, Mr. Caldwell, you're not going to understand this, but that's not the real Sophie you spoke to. And he's like, what? And he says, she's using telepathy. She's talking to me. She just showed me that this, well, I don't know what she is, but this Sophie or whoever it is, it looks like it's coming to kill you. And so he like sighs and starts putting, like clothing away at this point and shaking his head. And he's just like, and he says, okay, so get the vehicle at this point and let's just leave. And he says, are you sure? She's talking to me right now. We can figure something out. And he says, no, I've been fooled more than once. We can start over again. And he's like, all right, sir. And so he, collects some clothing at this point, puts it in, in a suitcase. Lorenzo takes a moment to grab some extra blood and whatnot that they have in there, and they climb into their vehicle and drive away.
I'll just tell Lorenzo thank you and keep him safe, and then I'll sit back.
He says, I will, ma'am. Thank you very much. Good luck to you.
And I will zip back to my body.
Okay.
Or at least to check on the drivers.
Okay.
Because at this point, I don't know what's been happening.
Yeah.
So
Ringside seat. Okay. So, Remus. At this point, you need to give me another check. It's difficulty 7 at this point, as you are now finally hitting more of a straightaway.
Okay.
The downside, however, is that she's faster, so she's going to start trying to ram you from behind if she can. All you need to do is stay on the road.
Okay. Okay, difficulty 7. Okay. It's a 3. Okay, so 2 successes, 2 8s.
All right, not a problem. So that that old school suspension sort of thing. You guys just kind of doing this a little bit as you kind of hit little dips and whatnot. All right, Little Miss Thing is trying to hit you from behind.
I hate her so much.
And she sure does. Give me another driving check. Same difficulty.
Okay. Oh, I think Remus has possessed my dice because those are rolling really well. That's 4 successes,
Nice. Wow.
a
Benedict,
9 and 3/8.
Someone is on a roll. Clearly. All right.
Awesome.
I think Remus has like that energy of like moms when their children are in danger.
So you guys basically get jolted, with a hit, but Bennett does nothing to Remus. He's just like steady as a rock, on this roadway. Deep inside, somewhere in your mind, he can't say this is his first day anymore. He's just doing way too well with this driving at this point.
Right. Awesome.
Okay, so as you guys, and she hits you again, and at this point, she is going to attempt to blow past you. So, are you going to try and stop her from flying around, or?
Yeah. Can I do? I think it's called a pit maneuver, where like it's that thing where like police cars will like kind of hit a car that like they're tailing like at the right angle and cause it to spin.
You can, but you are the car in front.
Oh, okay.
She's trying to swing around and get around. If she gets around you, her vehicle is far faster than yours. She will get away.
Okay. Then yeah, I don't want her to get ahead of me.
Okay. So you're going to try and stay in front of her or sideswipe her?
How big are the roads here? Is it a 2-lane?
2-lane.
Like one. Okay, so 1 lane going
Mhm.
one direction, the other one coming the other.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, if she tries to pass me, I'm gonna try to again like kind of knock her off the road again.
Okay. So let's go ahead and roll. It's contested, so it's going to be difficulty 6.
Okay. Can I spend another willpower?
You sure can.
Okay, I'm going to because I hate her. Okay, here we go. Okay. Difficulty 6. Okay, so that is with the willpower, that's 3 successes.
Nice. Okay. So you, even though your vehicle is not nearly as nimble as hers, you are still kind of edging, your car and keep it in front so she can't accelerate up and around. So there's minor superficial damage done to both your cars, but you're keeping her boxed in from in front.
Okay. I'll turn to Ben and be like, "Can you shoot her? Like, is
Henri, still get my gun." I look behind. Is she like kind of making contact with our car periodically? Like she's just right there on us? Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty close.
Does Sophie have a gun? Do I have a gun in this car? Like,
Ben? This is going to be interesting. Why don't you give me a wits and investigations check?
it seems like Benedict would keep a gun in the car. But I don't know if I know where, like, if I could ask him, but I'm kind of scared. It's like when you call your dad and you're like, I was in a car accident, and you're like not sure how he's going to react.
5 successes.
How many?
5.
Okay.
Nice.
I guess it's just the question you only really have to answer here is how fresh do you want to get with Sophie? Because when you were picking her up and bringing her in, she had a garter belt kind of high on her thigh with several really nice knives.
I'm not gonna do that. Let's see here. But okay, so we're in that car, and this car doesn't have like any type of like a moonroof or sunroof where we could go up.
No,
No.
you can roll the roof back, but that's going to cause it to rip off and fly away.
Right. Okay.
Does this car have weapons?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
This isn't Spy
James
Hunter?
Yeah,
Bond
Spy Hunter, this is not. Otherwise, you'd have a different song playing. The Spy Hunter.
So I'm kind of thinking doing the Terminator 2 chase scene where I open the car door, crawl out on top, use that to like get onto the car that's facing us
Mm-hmm.
to see if I can just get on there and start like kind of punching into the windshield to just mess with her right in her face.
Wow, so you're going to get onto her vehicle?
That's the attempt.
Okay. This is shades of Bastion here all of a sudden. All right. So you are going to need a dexterity and athletics check.
Okay, do that.
And to think this whole scene happened because of one bad roll.
Yes. Okay. And I will spend a willpower for auto success. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, celerity dice. All right. Sorry, difficulty was 7.
Yeah, we'll say it's difficulty 7 initially.
Okay. Six. Total of 6 successes.
Okay, getting out of the vehicle at this point, and crawling like alongside and up to the back of the vehicle, not a problem whatsoever. Remus, give me a drive check. Still difficulty 7. I mean, there's still some little dips here and there in the road, but for the most part, you're on a straight shot.
Can I spend another willpower? Because I don't want to. I don't want.
How much willpower do you have left?
So I started off with. So I have 6 willpower total, but I had 1 spent already. So I've spent 3 in addition. So I've got,
So-
or I've spent 2. So another 1.
Okay, you sure can.
Okay.
You could also spend a blood to amp up your dice pool by 1.
Would that work for driving though?
Driving operates off of dex.
Okay. And so if I spend the blood, I'll get another dice.
What's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 5.
Oh, yeah. What's your gen?
9th.
Okay, so he could go any higher.
Oh, never mind.
All right, next.
All right. So
He was special.
No, but good
mean,
to
I-
bring that up because that could have applied.
I'm like Will from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Okay, difficulty what?
Difficulty 7.
7. Okay, so 3 successes. 10 and a
Nice.
9.
Okay, so you're keeping it.
Oh no,
at this
4. 4 with the
Okay.
willpower.
Okay,
Sorry.
so at this point, you're kind of keeping your eye on the rear view mirror and keeping it almost perfectly steady, so Ben isn't like jostled or accidentally thrown off. So Ben, at this point, she is ramming speed. Since she can't get around, that's easily a hit. Wham! Okay, so before you make any sort of an attack check, you need to roll to hang on. So at this point, strength and athletics. Keep in mind, potence will play a factor in that.
Right. Okay. Good. Sorry, you said difficulty 7 again?
No, actually, difficulty 8.
Oh, okay.
If we survive this, I'm buying more dots of drive.
Buying some dots of investigation.
See, do I have? I don't. Okay, so then 2 successes.
Okay, you almost lose it, but your potence is what, 3 or 4?
3.
3. Okay, so you actually take one of your hands and dig into the metal of the vehicle, the back end of the frame, and it's obviously not convenient, but you hang on.
Right.
He's
So,
just chewing on
if
his
you-
lip.
So if you want to act, you can at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on her windshield so I can like grab onto the top and just like punch inside, see if I can hit her.
If you want to crawl across, that's an action, then attack. If you want to just
Okay.
leap at her and kind of like
Oh,
body tackle yourself into the window, you definitely can do that.
I'll do that. That sounds cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you going to body tackle, or you're attempting to drop kick?
I'll body tackle.
Okay,
I'll do
so
that.
just
Yeah. Is that gonna be Dex?
that is going to be a dex and athletics check.
Okay.
Difficulty 8, given the fact that you're going from one moving vehicle to the next.
Right. Okay.
We'll know if he succeeds if he yells he has the power. Lightning strike comes down. Yes, sir. He does have his woolly mammoth breeches on. He is He-Man.
All right. 1, 2, 4 successes.
Okay. Roll damage.
All right.
You're going to be up 2 dice for glass.
Okay.
You, however, need to roll stamina, and if you have fortitude, you can roll that too to try and absorb 2 lethal damage.
Okay. I'll roll the attack first, and then I'll do the
Yep.
damage. Here.
No problem.
Okay.
So for your attack damage, it's going to be strength and potence plus 2.
Can I do anything
If it's mental, yes.
damage wise in this form? Like, can I
If
try and like
if it is
body-
mental, yes. Unfortunately, there's not many mental powers you can use in this particular form. If you had I think it's level 6 aspects, that's psychic blast.
Oh. Yeah,
4
that's not
successes on the damage.
Ooh, nice. Okay, go ahead and roll to soak.
Yeah. Nice. 2 successes on that.
Okay, so you take nothing. Your clothing basically just gets all the scrapes as you just body tackle right into the car. Terry Tate, office linebacker, has got nothing on you. And you end up hitting her. At this point, you know what? She does, and she takes some damage from the. I mean, it's superficial; it's lethal, but she takes some damage from the glass and the impact of your strike. Ooh, Tesla's worst nightmare.
A rock?
Going almost 90 miles an hour, and it rolls. So Ben, you need to roll me another damage check. This is going to be all lethal. So it is stamina and fortitude if you have it.
All right. Let's see. No successes.
None?
No.
Ouch. Well, at least it's lethal.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. Okay. So thankfully, when you get thrown the first flip just flings you completely from the car.
Okay.
You end up catching like part of the asphalt, so you don't take as much damage, and then end up like skidding. Basically, like you went sledding without the sled, into the grounds and gravel off of the road. So it hurts, but you're not out. So you end up taking 3 lethal. Your clothing, of course, is just like shredded to no end at this point. And that car is just going. Blam, 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 blam. Are you continuing, Remus?
No, I'm gonna. If the car, does it look like it's like is it still rolling at this point?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna slow down because like I don't want to leave Benjamin to deal with this by himself.
Okay. So are you slamming on the brakes?
Yeah, I want to keep ahead of the like I don't want the car to roll into me, so I'm not gonna like just slam.
Oh yeah,
like, 'cause
no,
it's-
you at the speed you're going, even if you hit the brakes, there's no chance of this car rolling onto you.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
losing way too much momentum from the rolling and whatnot.
okay, yeah. I'm gonna hit the brakes because I'm gonna like I don't want to like if he's in the car, I don't want to leave him alone with this thing.
Good point. Give me another check. Give me one final check to come to an abrupt stop. Difficulty 8.
Okay, come on, Remus dice. Difficulty 8. Oh, one success. 1-8.
Oh, okay. So Remus, you bring it to a stop, but pretty shabbily. Like you start to lose control a bit, and it's fishtailing. So unfortunately, I mean, you've already had some damage. You end up letting it hit the side railing along the Memorial Freeway just to help bring it to a stop and keep yourself from going completely out of control.
Okay.
So more damage to the vehicle, but you bring it to a stop.
Oh God, I'm gonna kill her, and I'm gonna take off my seatbelt, and I'm walking, or I'm heading towards.
Sophie's actually in the front seat with you now.
I'm in the seat.
Oh, she got like thrown
Mhm.
into the front seat.
Oh,
Yeah. Basically, from the trying to full stop and then end up hitting the side, she like her unconscious body said broop, broop, and it kind of just flopped into the front seat with you.
seatbelts, anyone?
I mean, I figured we put you in a seatbelt if you were like upright during the whole thing. If she could see you in the car, like assume you were upright. But yeah, I'm like I'm still in like danger mode, so I'm like, all right, got to
Mhm.
get out, got to go help Ben.
Okay. So you are running back. At this point, Ben, you are picking yourself up. That car has rolled like 50 yards away at this point. And
Yeah.
it's just a crumpled mess. There's parts everywhere to this thing. Yes, dear.
Am I back in my body yet?
If you want to be, yes, absolutely.
My intention was to see what was happening with evil Sophie slash my body, and then if they were in the same spot, then I was gonna jump back in.
Okay, so you are rushing over to go check on evil Sophie in the car.
Well, just to like find out where she was, but and then I would have seen this.
Right.
So okay, so I'd like to be back in my body.
Okay. So I mean, instantaneously, you're back in your body. You're in an uncomfortable sitting position, but you're back in your body.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the car and start running.
Okay. So you are running. You are running. Ben, you are going to be the unless you use celerity. Ben's going to be the first person of the vehicle.
So yeah, so Ben had injuries from before he didn't have time to heal from. So he's that crippled. I'm gonna spend a blood to heal 1 damage. So I'm just down to mauled.
Oh dear.
You know what? You should try biting her. Maybe. Let's
I've taken that advice from you before.
maybe let's be circumspect first.
We don't know what she is. That can't. Yeah, I am gonna spend a blood for celerity,
Yeah,
like
me too.
because I want to make sure that one, Ben is okay,
Okay.
and
What
two, if
what
this
celerity do you have?
2.
Oh, okay. And well, yeah. Sophie's a little faster. Ben, if you are not using any sort of celerity, Sophie is getting there first.
Yeah, I'm not spending blood for anything right now because I'm
Okay.
low again.
Yeah, no problem. How low are you?
I'm 4 away from having none left.
You're 4 away from having none left?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm perpetually low, man.
Yeah, so you need to give me a feeding check at this point.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I got to run to the restroom.
Okay.
I'm too amped up.
Yeah, no problem. We're just going to be finding out if he frenzies.
Right.
So self-control check. You are 4 away, difficulty 7.
Right. Got a success.
Okay. You're walking with intent, and you're
Yeah.
baring your fangs.
Yeah.
You're at that place again where you were just painfully close, and the beast is calling to you to feed on something.
Right. Yeah, I'm headed my way to her because it is starting to sound like I could feed off her. Why not?
Okay.
So, yeah, headed toward her.
Sophie, you have bolted up real quick. So as you bolt up to the vehicle, right in the distance, like just in your peripheral, you can see Ben getting up and dusting himself off, and probably trying to heal himself, but he's got that walk where he's almost like grunting a bit as he walks, like predatory kind of. So you've seen this before. He's close.
Well, he's mobile, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna head towards her car and try and find her.
Okay. So just give me a perception and investigation check. So for you, perception check.
Oh my gosh, I got 3 tens.
Wow.
Nice.
6.
So not only did you investigate the car, you solved her Sudoku puzzle that she had in there.
I mean, I looked at it earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get in there and you like throw open the door and start looking around. I mean, it's a mess of parts like everywhere. She's still in there, not moving, just like a torn up mess.
I'm gonna take her shoes. Actually, I'm gonna pull out my knife, one of my knives, and I'm gonna.
No, actually,
Okay, I'll take her shoes.
you absolutely will. They are in remarkably good condition.
Good.
That is I'm going to go with that because that is absolutely a Sophie thing, just because of everything that's happened. Just like, you know what? Give me.
I mean, this might get messy.
Right.
And it's dark outside.
So these shoes, they're kind of like a nice black 3-inch heel, with like some sparkling on it. So it's not like a flat black. It will illuminate a bit if the light hits it, just right. They look like they are custom Jimmy shoes.
Well, finders keepers.
I arrived just in time to see Sophie's priorities. What else happened?
Yep. That is literally what happened at that point. You arrive in character right behind her to see Sophie, look in there like she was concerned about something and just come right out with bumps.
Is she in there?
Yeah, she's not moving.
Good. And I'm gonna go over and pull is Ben in there?
Ben's walking up.
Okay, we can see Ben.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a strength of 5 and I have potence of 2. Can I just tear the car door off?
Sure.
Okay. Do I have to roll for that?
No. Given the damage that's sustained, you kind of put both arms on one end and then your foot at the other, and just pop the rest of it off.
Okay. Is she I'm sorry, I had to miss, but what state is she in?
Very maimed.
Very maimed?
Yes.
Okay.
Is she bleeding? Does it look like blood?
It looks like blood.
Does it smell like blood?
Good question. Give me a perception and give me a perception and alertness check, difficulty 5. Four. Okay. So as you kind of take a moment to smell the roses, literally, at this point and kind of take in, what you think. This isn't just blood, Sophie. You need to roll a self-control check because there's something about this blood that is driving you to consume it.
Oh, is this another one of those like people with beautiful blood?
Difficulty.
Difficulty 8. Ooh, okay. So since you took a moment to like smell and kind of weigh in, it's like you're really trying to double check and make sure that like this is because the weirdness that you saw. There's more weirdness to it, and it's almost like, and it's like it's tantalizing, but you're able to hold yourself.
Is it attractive in the same way that that one guy was attractive?
No,
Scented.
no, yeah, not like that. No.
I'm gonna back away. I like what the shoes in one hand and then pull my knife in the other,
Okay.
and I'll just back away and say, she smells weird and it's really good.
Sounds
All right.
good to me. As I'm walking up.
I'm gonna grab her by the ankle and I'm just gonna pull her out of the car.
Okay. Just hits the ground.
Okay. I'm going to.
And Ben, you're
like,
there at this point, by the way.
Sweet.
It didn't take you that long to get there.
Okay.
I want to like roll her over so she's like face down,
Okay.
and I want to bring her like arms behind her back, and I kind of just want to like, kind of put my weight on her so that she can't like I don't know what she can do, but I don't want her to be able to like if she snaps out of this, I don't want her to be able to get up and like I'm not trying to hurt her, but I just want to like keep her restrained because I don't know what she's capable of. Because nobody said she was a vampire.
Okay.
Hey kid, you mind stepping aside?
Sure. Do you need help holding her down? What?
Ha, no, don't think so.
All right. And I'll take a step away. And I'll go back into the car and start looking for insurance papers.
Oh yeah, good luck with that. There's like contents all up and down this road at this point.
Well, how about like title and stuff? Because she's clearly not
Yeah,
Sophie.
same
Whose car
thing.
is this?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
then Ben goes ahead and grabs her and like first like kind of looks at her just to see like what she was looking like because Sophie had said that she was looking like her just to see like what's going on.
If you didn't see Sophie beside you, this would have been Sophie.
Okay.
Like an absolutely amazing doppelganger, minus obviously all the damage that she's taken.
Huh. Well, you know what? And I go ahead and bite and start drinking.
Okay. Given the fact that you're hungry, it's obviously going to be an increased difficulty. Give me a wits. Give me a wits and awareness check. Difficulty 8.
Hooray. Okay. Yeah, being hurt makes all this stuff worse.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I did get one success.
Oh, nice. So, I'll leave this up to you on how you would like to do this.
Okay.
Just before the moment of impact of your bite,
yeah,
you're still sound of mind enough. You're not in a frenzy or anything of that nature, so you still have enough of your faculties left that you pick up on like a faint scent of almonds, but not in a good way.
Isn't that like arsenic?
It's not normal. Why? Why does the blood have to smell bad?
Good call, Remus.
I thought it smelled good.
It's like almonds or something.
It's
Surprised
not.
to remember what almonds smell like.
Is it like
Ah.
lotion?
Well,
Is it?
It's not like
the reason why you remember it is as an investigator, you've run into people who have taken basically arsenic,
Yeah.
or who have been around it, and it has kind of an almondy smell.
Okay. Yeah, she took something like uh and he just kind of throws her on the ground and he just kind of like hits the car a few times to get his anger out and then tries to storm off and he does one of these things trying to cool off.
Okay.
Does she have a pulse? Did anyone check her pulse?
if she smells like arsenic, she's probably dead. But like, how did she take arsenic during her card? Like during that whole thing? Like, yeah, can I because I've seen this in movies. Can I like open up her
Oh, sure.
mouth and like
Investigate her
yeah,
mouth. Yeah, go ahead.
okay.
Well, I'm not even gonna make you roll. You just open up her
Is
mouth.
she?
Yeah, you don't
Is
see
she?
anything like that. Nothing like your typical Hollywood foam. You sort of look. Nothing like
Yeah.
that.
Do I see like because in like movies they have like the tooth that's like a
Mm-hmm.
with a suicide pill in it? Do I see like a tooth that's
No.
obviously missing?
You see some damage, obviously, from the car and whatnot, but nothing that looked like manufactured to hold something.
Okay. Um,
Um, I
does
think
she
we should.
have,
I think we should frisk her.
yeah, does she have pockets?
Something on her that is.
The outfit that she was wearing does not have pockets.
Okay. Any identifying markings, tattoos? Um, yeah.
I don't know,
Any.
Sophie. Do you have any identifying markings or tattoos?
Nope.
So, so, this isn't like a body snatcher thing. This is literally this person generated a body that's exactly like yours.
Um, I I guess. Do we know? Do we know if she's still alive?
I'll check for a
If she
pulse.
Sure.
was alive.
Give me a intelligence and medicine check.
Okay, it's just 2 dice. Botch. A 4 and a 1.
Okay, so you put your finger up there. Yeah, she's alive.
I think she's alive.
Why don't you hold her and I will do the frisking and see if there's anything on her that feels cursed or something like the mask was.
Sure. Wouldn't
I'm
it be on the
I'm,
head?
I'm afraid whether this is actually me. I mean, obviously it's not me, but
Oh,
I'm concerned that it is somebody else's body that has been possessed and somehow made to look like me.
yeah, that's why I was looking for like tattoos, anything that would clue us in that it's not you. But otherwise, we're going to be looking through the wreckage trying to find stuff. But yeah, no, I'll kind of like sit her up, so she's kind of like seated, and I'll just like kind of hold her arms, not like hard, just because I think she's alive now, but just like enough to like, you know, if I feel her start to move, just kind of let her know like she's restrained,
Sure.
just so you can you can start frisking.
Okay.
And while I do that, I'm gonna hold my breath.
You're gonna hold your breath.
Yeah, so that
Sophie,
I don't smell her blood.
Oh, gotcha.
Sophie, did you see her phone number? Like when she was calling people? Like,
Did
could
I
you?
did I notice her phone number?
No.
No. was gonna say we could try calling her phone. Maybe it's not too destroyed. But all right.
Yeah, so I am not afraid of getting a little personal, maybe like looking underneath the clothes to see if there are any odd markings, etc. So
Remus looks away.
be aware.
Okay. So go ahead and roll.
What am I rolling?
Well, you were attempting to search her, correct?
Yes.
So give me perception. Perception and alertness.
If we drank blood with arsenic in it, would it affect us at all?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to try.
It sure would.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
2.
2. Okay. You're not finding anything out of the ordinary outside of the fact that she also had well-crafted knives hidden at her thigh.
I would like to take those
Just
two.
like, okay. All right. Just like,
I'm
yank.
gonna lift this body.
That's fine. But as you do that, as you pick them up and you've got all your things with you, right? The sound around you becomes muffled, almost as if like the sound was taken away from the environment you're at. Things start to slow down. There's still obviously a little bit of ambient light from street lights and I should say highway light, as well as a little bit of moonlight. But you don't see Ben or Remus moving at all. Like they're just kind of in the last position that they were at. And you end up hearing what sounds like a slowly like a chime box being played really slowly in the distance.
Can I tell where it's coming from?
It's somewhere in front of you, like on the other side of the wrecked car. And then you hear this raspy young female voice singing, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are." And then out from the side of the wreckage, like there was no one there obviously before, because Ben would have seen it. You see Juliet, and she looks at you smiling.
I'm gonna throw a knife at her, and I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Okay, so like in just a split second, you guys see you see Sophie blur, and she just you don't have to roll for it. She just instinctively throws a knife, and it goes like down the road like a good ways, but like at nothing.
What are you doing?
The hell was that?
You didn't see it?
See what?
The girl?
No.
I've got her right here.
I'm gonna drop the shoes and run after her. Where I saw her.
Yeah, it's just on the other side of the car. So yeah, you don't see her there.
Ben, do you have handcuffs?
No, not on me. Not
Okay.
prepared.
Let's check this lady's trunk.
Right. Go and see if I can pop the trunk.
Yeah, no need. It's just like one of those. Yeah, do I need a pop? And it just like collapses.
What's in there? Well, can anything in there be used to bind her wrists together?
Sort of. I mean, there's some bungee cord in there, but that wouldn't be the best.
But there's no people in there, right? Like
No.
the original owner of the car. Okay.
No, nothing like that.
That's what I was expecting to find.
There's not much back here. Bungee cord. That's probably not going to do it.
I wonder if she has my fingerprints, but they're all over this car. That's going to be a heap of trouble.
We could burn it.
Can we?
I mean, we're the only ones out here.
Do
Car.
we, because of the car flipping over, does it seem like there's access to the fuel tank, or has it already ruptured, spilling fuel?
It's a Tesla. It doesn't have a fuel tank.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Dang it.
How do these things drive?
I was going to say, well, we do, but I don't know if we want to. How would we get the fuel out of our car onto her car? And that would probably be more suspicious, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Dang it.
So what does this car run on? How does it move so fast if it doesn't have gas in it?
An electric battery?
Uh,
I don't know how to cover up this one.
We can't stay here forever. I mean, we should take her with.
Yeah,
Sophie, you know somebody you could call.
Ghostbusters?
Well, there's that too.
they'd arrest you first. Astral projection.
Yeah, whoops.
They just open up the trap.
Oh, my body's over there.
And oddly enough, that would work. Because that's basically what you are, with the exception of, the tethered line. If for some reason the silver cord between your body and your essence and essentially gets severed,
That would be terrible.
you could be effectively become a wraith. And yes, that would be terrible.
Hey, silver lining.
Who do I know that would do a cleanup like this?
The wolf.
That was Trudy.
Was that Trudy for that scene? Oh. Was anybody else here a part of that scene?
Which scene?
I think you were, weren't you, Remus? That scene where Agea was had the accident outside the club and killed somebody.
Yeah, I walked him out there, I think.
There you go.
There was that guy at the club that night when Agea definitely murdered somebody.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like we always call the Giovanni for help. But I mean, it's your call. Also, are we going to take her to the hospital if she's alive? I don't want to put her in the car if she's without like some sort of restraints on her.
I don't know how we would explain that, but we can't leave her here. That would cause more issues.
Sophie, can you tell, does she like the mask? Like, you're sure that's what's going on here?
Let's look at her aura again, see if
Sure.
it's changed.
Go ahead.
4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2.
Okay. It's faded. It's still there a little bit, but it's fading away.
So she's dying, theoretically.
Or dead. And like a fire, it's dying out.
Can I feel her pulse again, or feel for a pulse?
Go for it. Perception and medicine. Or intelligence and medicine.
Or can I listen for a heartbeat? Because I would get better at that.
You could attempt to listen for a heartbeat. That would be perception and medicine at this point.
Was she ever alive? Like, was she a vampire before? Like, I still don't know, what she was doing or why we're.
She had fangs, right, when she ate that guy?
You couldn't really tell. You just knew that she unhinged her jaw and basically sucked up his
She
soul or something.
You said he was like vaporized or something?
No,
desiccated.
desiccated.
Desiccated. Okay.
Did you tell us that?
I don't think I said that specifically. I think I just. Oh, I
Yeah.
called it a snake monster.
Right.
She just like her jaw, like like one of those creepy movies. Um,
Her teeth looked normal when I was looking inside her mouth, right?
Yeah. Well, some of them are a little bit broken or beat up because of the wreck, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, no, not like needle
Nope.
snake teeth.
I
Okay.
have one success on listening for a heartbeat.
Okay, you hear no heartbeat.
Okay, well, I don't think she's human. If she is alive. If she's one of us, does any of you have a stake?
Ben takes out a stick. Yeah, that's the one thing I got. Is she a vampire?
I- she's not human. I don't have a heartbeat. I mean, she doesn't have. Neither of us have a heartbeat.
Did she have a heartbeat before?
I didn't notice.
And she desiccated somebody?
Yeah, like sucked him dry.
Close enough for me. Steak.
Okay, and as you do that, you get the exact same effect of stepping on a wild mushroom, where just like it just flattens out and pollen kind of comes up, sort
Oh,
of thing.
Huh.
So you go stick it down, and it just kind of there's like a little bit of a sort of sound, and she just almost like falls apart into the ground.
I'm gonna back out.
Bodily form and everything just kind of flattens out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To jump back.
Pull the steak back out and stand up. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Is there anything left, like residual on the steak after
No.
I pulled it out?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It just looks like you staked somebody at one point and pulled it out.
Okay.
I kind of like prod Sophie's arm to see if she's hollow too.
Okay.
See if she was a perfect copy.
Remus, it is safe to say she is not hollow.
Okay. Well, that's to be determined.
I'm gonna go back and get the shoes.
Oh, okay.
And kind of.
And the knife?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that takes care of the body situation. Do we have anybody with a lab? Should we take like a bit of this back? Is this something that
I'm not touching that.
is there like a water bottle or like something?
Mm.
Did she turn into just like she's just completely gone, more or less, or is there some remnants of her?
Basically, if this was a cartoon, she looks like she was run over by a steamroller.
She's like a flat skin.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just flat.
Yeah, just like a
Okay.
flat husk skin.
Maybe pick her up on a stick and put her in the trunk.
I don't want to. We could just take like a piece and then just like burn the rest. We don't need the whole thing.
Well, you're running into the same situation, so that way we don't overanalyze everything because it's getting late.
Mm.
You're running into the same situation that you were before. If you burn it, it's going to look intentional. Tesla does not have any gas.
We might as well just take the whole body and hold on. Can I find this lady's phone anywhere? Does she have it somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to make you guys roll, but yeah, you find it. Same
Right.
make and model that Sophie has, which pretty much all of you guys have got. Just a different color
All right.
case.
I'm gonna roll her up like a
Like a Fruit Loop, a fruit
like a
roll up.
sleeping bag. And I'm gonna use the
Okay.
bungee cords to like cinch her up good.
Okay.
Yeah, leave the wreck here. Let's get out of here.
Should we call that that guy that you saw at the club?
I don't have his number, but Trudy would. Trudy was the one. She asked me to go and get him.
Well, you would know that it came from the Giovanni.
Yeah, it's a Giovanni cleaner.
I can call them while we're in the car.
Okay.
So
Do I find any insurance papers? Like, or any? Is there an insurance card on the? No.
No, nothing like that.
I go ahead and look through the phone to see if she has like received calls or made calls. Probably see the call that she made to Luke recently, but anything else within the past 2 days or whatever.
You actually see that there are some other calls, but you don't recognize any of the numbers.
do I recognize any of the numbers?
Actually, no, you don't. None of them look familiar.
Is there like a contact card? Like on, like not like. Is there like a? You like when I open my phone and you go to like profile, it'll have like.
It's the exact same setup that you have. You guys are all using the same phones. The difference is hers has a different colored case.
Okay, well, but what I mean, like, does hers say like?
Huh?
Is it so? Does her phone say that it has my number?
Yeah.
So but the phone says it's like this phone, like Sophie. This phone belongs to Sophie, essentially. Like that's what the card says. Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna need to talk to Liam about this, right?
Yeah.
That's a good call. I didn't think of that. Can I check my phone and see if it has any outgoing?
Yeah, sure. You look at it. No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Which is something weird because you know that sort of thing, even if it was ghosted, would probably mirror some of the same information. And no, you don't.
Okay, then should we head back to town? And I'll call Quan and ask about their cleaner.
I mean, we've got nothing else. Like, is your friend? Do we need to go check in on the guy that she was on her way to?
They split. I was able to warn them, and they're going back into the wind.
Good.
Okay.
Let's get in the car and get out of here and talk on the way.
Okay. So
then when we're okay.
Yeah, so you guys get in the car, you start heading back to town. You make contact with Quan. He tells you at this point it's going to cost the Anarchs to cover it up, but he can make sure that it gets taken care of, and we could talk logistics afterward.
Well, I mean, like money.
Yeah, they'll talk logistics afterwards. The primary concern is getting it done first.
Right.
Just because of where it's at and how long it's been sitting out there at this point.
Right.
So they'll get, and by the way, his name is Mr. Colina. You can keep the nickname The Wolf if you want, if that helps, but Mr. Colina is the guy's name. And as we are wrapping up the game for tonight, you also end up getting a call from Kareen, who gives you the details of what's going to happen at the Solstice Festival of Mabon. It's going to be it's going to be about a full week celebration for the Lianan, which they have a guest coming from out of town. However, the Anarchs are encouraged and invited to attend the opening night. It's generally a festival for feasting, fires, offering, and sacrifices, and basically a celebration of a good harvest, and you pray to your gods and goddesses, sort of thing. This is kind of a high-level overview because we're kind of wrapping it up, but they're going to have Um, they're going basically there's going to be sharing from the Book of Nod at the event. There's also going to be it's like an oath stone. If you feel particularly compelled, it's not something you have to do with a Leanin per se. If you feel like you need to make an oath to somebody, you can do so with this. It's kind of an ancient ritual, in a way, kind of like a marriage sort of thing, but not necessarily. Like if you are like really close, like brothers or sisters or something, you're like, I will always defend you and have your back, sort of thing. You can make this oath with this, and you're basically tied by a low level ritual, which you'll get a minor curse if you jack it up. But it's just a way to show like that next level support for one another, sort of thing.
Isn't that the sort of thing that we were asked to do with Adam?
That is exactly what you were asked to do with Adam. But this is open for they can oversee it, but this is open for anybody if you foresee it. So it's like, again, it might be a good way to resolve like issues, sort of thing, like I will never do XYZ to you again, sort of thing, and in return you won't do this. So it can also be used as a way to try and get around a boon. Not obviously major ones, but it can be used for that sort of thing. And that will be taking place. Technically, it takes place on September 21st is when it starts. That's what our next game in character will be, but our next game in actuality will be on the 16th. So you guys are getting a little bit of a time jump in there, so you can heal, do whatever it is you need to do, sort of thing. Stone and everything will be brought in. They're going to have the layout for the event and whatnot. So, but that is where we're going to be ending it for tonight. We went 3 hours 40 minutes, and I am so stoked, guys. That followed us or followed over Table of Horrors when you rated us. We're still at like 19, showing. So that is super rad. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. We loved having all of you. If you like, please like or subscribe and follow our channel. Subscriptions, if you use, whether you subscribe directly or you use your free Prime subscription, it gives anybody you designate a one reroll for the player of your choice. Our next game is going to be an event game, obviously the Solstice game that I was just talking about. But it is also going to be a charity event for Control-Alt-Delete. We're going to be attempting to raise money for an organization that helps people at need escape domestic violence. They're a local charity out here in Arizona. So tomorrow will be our Marvel Superheroes game. We're going to be kicking that off at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you guys are interested, please tune in. You drop by, tune in, chat with us. You're more than welcome. Again, thank you all for tuning in and watching this. It means a lot that you guys have hung out here. And we will be on again on, tomorrow and then on September 16th. Take it easy, guys. Good night.
Easy.
Yeah,
You should
good.